What's going on? Live again. Got my headphones on. I want to see how the short sound with the headphones on. I think it probably sound a little crisper. Crispier. All right, so welcome back. This is episode 127 of Tech Stocks and Jobs. If you've never been here before, I'm T or Tamika or Tam, whatever you want to call it. What? D's in the back. What we doing? We flip to work. We flip to work. We got to flip to work, right? We back. If you didn't catch us last night, we flipping to work, D. We flipping to work. We out here flipping to work, D. Cut it up. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. How much them bricks going for, D? We binary hustlers. That's our other show, Binary Hustlers. We need to get that back going. I think I'll do one before the end of the year. So much to talk about over there. Oh my goodness. So if you don't know who we are, I'm Tam. D's in the back. We are Women in Linux. We are a nonprofit. If you any donations that go here, it goes to research, getting people put in places. Can't wait till the boot camps kick off next year, so forth and so on. We got so much that we're doing. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, you know what? I should just do uh um a Linux boot camp for the RHCSA and record it and just put it out. That's what I thought about doing. I just should do it and put it out. Oh, you loving the shorts? Yeah, I'm gonna do more today. My goal is to do 5 a day. I missed my mark yesterday because I was flying and then I was tired and then I did the stream last night. So, but I'm put some more out today. I got plenty of content to choose from. You know, I'm a slanger. I'm a short slanger. I gotta update the streams. If you haven't been to the streams, I've been updating them with chapters in the comment section. I've been updating those. There's only so many characters you can put inside of the titles and so forth. So I just been pinning those in the comment section so you can skip around to them from there. Um, it's all good there. I also uh we also have, Black Friday. We do have our stuff with IT Pro TV where you can get, I think it's a 10% or 30% discount. I forget which one it is, but D could put the actual link in there for IT Pro TV. I've used IT Pro TV as well. Like I say, I don't need to sign up for no more training courses. Like I got all of them. I got Safari, which includes Packet, but I also have Packet. I have Cloud Academy. It. I got it LinkedIn Learning. I got it all. Like I can go source information all the time. Can you post a link to the jobs and folks will still doubt it? Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the super chat. Helmet Chili. I will post the links to the jobs and people still would doubt me. Like what world are we living in? Like I post the links to the job. I even tell you who to talk to get the job, and people be like, "Nah, that's a scam." Or, "Nah, that ain't what it is." Like what? Where are we at? Yeah, Cold Cloud is good. I have an offer for them. I'm actually probably gonna do some collab work with them. Met them at CubeCon. That's why I did the post. If y'all saw that short that I did, like where you at? Y'all say y'all out here in these tech streets. Y'all say y'all out here making money. Y'all say y'all out here doing the thing. You not at CubeCon where all the business still goes down, where all the money is being transferred. Where you at? You not out there. I know where we at. I know where we need to be. But I know where we're at. Right. Render ATL is coming up. There's so many conference. Reinvent is this weekend. Reinvent this week. Let me look. Let me double verify. I think Reinvent is this week. Let me double verify. Oh yeah, the 27th to Friday the 1st. Yep, yep. Reinvent is this week coming up, so they get a minimum of 100,000 people that show up for Reinvent. Let me see. Reinvent historically has attracted over 60,000 people. That's participants. That didn't include the vendors, so it's got to be a minimum of 100,000. Plus, if you include staffing the event as well too, right? You probably $100,000. If you're not part of our meetup, I mean our Slack group, I post the jobs and jobs. I'm gonna go on a mad rant today on the second show. I'm telling you now, you don't want to miss out on the second show. The second show is gonna be a telltale sign of a lot of things about jobs, AI. I got a little something. I got a little sauce cooking up for the earners. Don't miss out, earners. I got some sauce for y'all. Um, yeah, you gonna like what I got going on there. Come join us on our Slack group. I post jobs there. Um, Sometimes I may have an impromptu huddle, just to see what checking temperatures to see where everybody is at. I don't know when I'm gonna do them. I don't schedule them. Sometimes I'm just like, "Psh, who's out here? Let's see what's popping. All right, see what's popping. Miss Phoenix, thank you for the tech ties. Thank you for the tech ties. You great combo last night, man. I mean, I hope you love that what we did last night. It's to really try to get y'all to think. If you missed the show last night, Triple F Friday, Foolish Finance Fridays. I didn't get a chance to be petty so last night, so I'm gonna be a little petty today. I got some petty stuff for today. Cuz I didn't do petty last night. Last night I wanted to show you how your money can increase your funds, you could set a fund up for your family, how you can build together, how you can get how you all can be multimillionaires. Episode 124, if you haven't caught that, I showed you how you could be a W2 multimillionaire. I could show you how to be a W2 multimillionaire without even them contributing in terms of the 25%, 10%, 12% into your 401k. We could talk about that, but I think it's just a little easier if you got somebody creating 25% into your 401k and going from there. I talked about that too last night, Helmet, on the open AI. The reason why I talked about it was it's not because of the drama, because here's how you have to look at it, right? He he got fired from his board, and in less than probably 2 or 3 hours, he picked up by Microsoft. Now, what people have not been discussing is what was the what was the pay package like for Microsoft to pick him up? What did they offer him? Now, the people that worked at OpenAI that was jumping ship, they could go anywhere. They were putting out fillers online. They were saying, "Y'all don't have to interview for us to come work. You're just hired. In fact, whatever you was getting paid there, we're gonna pay you what you was getting paid there plus another 20% to 25% on top of that." Right. So when I'm talking to y'all about stuff like this, what I'm saying to you is being in there, they were already in the room. Why were they in the room? Because they got the skills to be in the room. And there might have been some people that hooked some people up, but I'm just trying to let you know, get the skills. Get the skills so you could go in any room you want to go in and be hired and do stuff like interviewing. Like, you want to get to the point where you're not interviewing for jobs. You want to get to the point where people are like, I see you, I recognize you, I heard about you. We just gonna go ahead and say, okay, boom, here you go. Some of those ex Googlers were getting $10 million packages. I reported on that. Now y'all stuck on AI. AI is now, and it's gonna be here for about. It's been around since 1961. Let's be clear, but everybody's new hotness is AI. The sleeper is quantum. The sleeper is quantum, and center around all of this is infrastructure and security. Infrastructure ain't going nowhere. Boy, you talking about you want to be paid for the rest of your life. You just want to. You just want to wake up one day and be like, "Well, I want a new job." You just go get a new job. That's it. That's it. All right, what's it? I'm in the meetup group. Where's the Slack? Oh yeah, D got to put the Slack invite out there. Yeah, nobody asked her that. Yeah, being in the room. See, this is the thing. Skills puts you in the room. See, a lot of y'all be trying to knock on the door to get in the room. It's the other way around. The skills put you in the room. Now, when you're in the room, you network into other rooms. But guess what? You don't have to go knock on the door. You just get escorted or invited to. Oh, did you know about such and such? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, cool. Well, let me introduce you to yada, yada, yada. Or here you go. Here's the invite. Blah, 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 blah. Right? That's how you get in other rooms. You get in other rooms by saying, hey, this is this my skill set, and then you go from there. Now, ironically, let me look this up. um I just tell you the name. Oh, I gotta sign in on that one. I don't want to sign in on that one. Let me go to this other web browser. All right, let me tell you what I watched last night. Let me see. All right, so last night I was watching a show on Netflix. I'm trying to see if it's continue watching. No, it didn't come up. All right, there's a show on Netflix that I watched last night. I don't see the name of it here, but it's basically talking about, and let me see if I pull it up on my tablet, would it come up? It was basically talking about the history of the United States and race relations and so forth and so on. And like, hey, given a shot, this is what we was able to, leave us alone and let us go create our own thing. This is what we were able to create. This is what we were able to do. This, that, and other. But then the question now becomes is, okay, well, we was able to create all those things. What happened? What stopped the creativity? What stopped the movement forward? Now we see all the stuff that's been coming out with all the 90s R&B hip hop. Um I'm gonna have to say this because this is something that me and D was talking about. I'm gonna have to say shout out to Jay Valentine and his family. I listened to that story. I ain't finished. I think they still streaming that story. I just want to say, you know what, man, get that man a hug. Get them boys a hug, right? um yeah, no, it's not an animated one. This one, it's talking about Thomas Jefferson and them him playing both sides of the fence. It also talks about Abe and him playing both sides of the fence, like Thomas Jefferson, talking about how black women look like orangutans, but yet and still he was sleeping with an underaged slave, number one, and fathered babies by her. But black women were looked like orangutans. Then they talked about Abe, how Abe was like, "Yo, we're gonna set him free because we want him to be free," but at the same time, he wanted white people to still be in power. And so it was just going through the history of just in America, the things that you had to face. And also, if you just look at the or the screenshots they had in there, they talked about how really how women have, all black women in general, just let's keep it black here. They were talking about how black women have always been sexualized throughout the history, from all the way from the slave trading for women producing babies, and how black women have always been looked as property and producing babies, all the way to hip hop, and how hip hop has also looked at women, black women, as producing babies and so forth and so on. So when you start looking at all of this over time, and you're looking at what that looks like and how much money has been generated from these different ideologies and themes and so forth, and now you look at where we're at now, right? You can either figure out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be on this side of the map, or I'm gonna be on this side of the map." And I don't care. As black people, I think we have to have a choice. We got to make a decision, and so and to me, I think that decision, it stands out no greater now than either you have some tech skills, or you got some ownership in something, and that something, it should be something such as real estate, or something that's going to generate revenue, or you own some businesses. And amongst all of that is tech. And that's just how I look at it. A lot of people don't look at it how I look at it. They was like, well, we need people in these fields and these fields. We need plumbers, we need electricians. I don't need people to be plumbers and electricians. I need them to own plumbing and electrician companies. I need them to own have ownership and stake in those things, not be the plumber. I need for you to own the plumbing company, and not, and when I say own it, not go start a business and you the plumber. I mean, hire plumbers under you and then start building from there. That's what I need for us to do. That's just my personal thoughts. Those are not of Women in Linux. These are my own personal thoughts. And it's also just another way for us to start building out. Like the time of us. I said it before. The time of us working with our hands, that's over with. We need to be working with our minds, because the people that we're competing with are working with their minds, and they're employing you to work with your hands. The people that work with their minds are getting paid the most. The people that are working with their hands are the ones that's getting screwed over. So the more we work with our minds and put our minds together and start building, start owning companies, start owning electrical companies, start owning plumbing companies, start owning roofing companies, start owning pool service companies, the more we can get into that ownership, the more leverage we're going to have, the more conglomerate we're going to have as well too, because now we can network owner to owner. Right now we network worker B to worker B. We don't operate in ownership. We don't think in ownership. We don't have that mindset. And I know that because when I'm talking to some people, it's like, well, what if they don't? And it's always, what if they don't? It's not about, what if they don't, I'm gonna go do this. Right? It's We need ownership. We need ownership. I know I might have ruffled some feathers this morning, what I just said. I know that might have upset some people. That wasn't the goal. The goal is to get you to start thinking that, again, you are the solution. Until you get it in your head that you are the solution, till you get it in your mind that you are the solution, until you present yourself you are the solution, someone is always going to look at you as the worker bee. So you need to walk with confidence. And in order to walk with confidence, you're gonna have to have skills. In order to have those skills, you're gonna have to do some work. In order to do some work, you probably gonna need a little money and a little time. But I'm employing you to do the work. Network with people that want to network with you. If they don't want to network with you, that's fine. Go around them. Go through them, go around them, above them and over them. Go around. But you need to be in the rooms. You need to be negotiating. You need to have people speaking about you when you're not in the room. If don't nobody bring your name up when you're not in the room, then you haven't had the impact that you thought you had. So you may need to craft that a little bit more. And I talked about this Wednesday. When you start looking at companies, you need to look at companies in two things. You need to look at them as products or services, and some of them are both. And when I say that, when you think about Amazon, is Amazon a product driven? When I think about Amazon, let me clarify this. When I think about AWS, their cloud, which is a platform, when you look at them, are they product driven? Are they service driven? Are they both? When you think about Azure, When you think about VMware, are they product driven? Are they service driven? Are they a platform? Or are they both? When you go look at jobs, you need to look at what are they offering? Are they offering products? Are they offering services? And if they offering services, what kind of service are they offering? Are they offering, hey, we can help you with your disaster recovery plan? Hey, we can help you with your streamline your database. Hey, we can help you with your security. What services are they offering? So when you start looking at these companies, you know what side of the map you want to be on, what you good at. What's your top five skill sets? If I had to ask you right now, what's your top five skill sets in an interview? Can you give me your top five? Top five. Can you give me your top five? Or can you tell me what you can't do? If you don't know what your top five skill sets and you can't rank them 1 to 5, why we talking? I need to know what your top five skill sets are. What you need to move, how you need to move, where you need to go, who can help you. What's your bottom top five? What's your bottom five? You if you had a 1 to 10, what's at the bottom? How you gonna improve them? What are you gonna do to sharpen those skills? You got to work at it every day to sharpen those skills. You got to be around people that's gonna help you sharpen those skills. If you're not around people that's gonna help you sharpen those skills, what you around them for? Because they cool. I get it. Some people are just friendly. Some people are just nice, good people. But everybody gonna get something from everybody. That's just what it is, right? Bobby Axelrod, you said I'm in school, you're in trade school and studying Red Hat. I'm stuck in between because I want to be in tech. You're not stuck in between. You on your path. You just haven't gotten there yet because you don't see the light yet. You on your path. But you got to understand your path is going to have some bumps and it's going to have some bruises. Stop studying alone. Get with some people that are studying. If you can't find nobody to study, call me, ask me. Like, yo, can we study together? Yo, can we set up some time? Like can we set up some time to study? What does that look like? Like, stop being it. Don't have to do it by yourself. It's plenty of other people that's in trade school. We got truckers in here. We got people in trade schools. We got people that's transitioning. Again, don't study by yourself. Get with some people, study together. Even if it's just one person, y'all meet once a month. Hold yourselves accountable. Set up a calendar. And I gotta go back through this. I gotta set it up. I'll set it up. No problem. I got something I wanted to do anyway. I got some stuff I wanted to study anyway. So y'all gonna get tired of me next year. Y'all gonna be like, why she always lie? Why she always lie? Why she always studying something? They were like, she can't be working. I'm working. I'm working on these millions. Multi. Right. So again, women in Linux. This is who we are. This is what I talk about. Those have been coming here for years. And I had to go back and look at it. We only been doing this. We only been doing tech stops and jobs for 2 years. We on episode 127. We behind, but we only been doing it for 2 years, right? We're behind. We should be at 132. We'll be at 132 by the end of this year. But again, we're behind on getting information out to you on YouTube, but we're not behind on getting that information out to you on our meetups, right? So let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. It says if you're in trades and want to be in tech, you can do both cybersecurity and plumbing. Yep, yep, always. What's going on, Farida? How are you doing? How are you doing? All right, so let's go. Let's start off with we'll build into some stuff, but let's start here. D, you gonna probably have to drop me down a little bit because this is a little small. When I'm looking at it on here, it look a little small. Yeah. All right. All right. 50% of Americans feel behind on savings and retirement. If you missed the show last night, we talked about the percentage, the drawdown rate, 3, 4 being variable and so forth. I'm piggying back off of that, and it also kind of goes into probably what most of you feel. And let me say this. Put me on big screen, D. Let me say this because I see it often. A lot of y'all come here and y'all say, Tamika, I feel behind when I'm talking, when I'm listening to you. I feel behind, and I feel like there's no way out. Right? Put a one in the chat. When you come here, do you feel behind? I just want this. D, you should put up a poll. Actually, let's put up a poll. Do you feel behind when I'm talking to you all? Right? Do you feel behind? And if you do feel behind, the question is, what you gonna do about it? that's that's the question. What you that's what I'm looking for. And the other part of this is, if you're feeling behind, do you feel, or do you take what I'm telling you and do you execute it? Do you execute it, right? It's one thing to feel behind. It's one thing to come here and not execute. That's another thing, right? I hope that you're executing, right? Yeah, study your CCNA to get ahead, but understand, out of your CCNA, there's so much more. There's networking, there's all these other things, right? There's all these other things, right? So the question is, do you feel behind? And what I'm telling you, do you try to execute them? Because I could give you all this information every week and you never go execute and you would still feel behind. But if you take Dave Ramsey, if you take baby steps, and I should put out Women in Linux baby steps. That's what I should put out. Women in Linux baby steps. I need to put that out. I should let me write that down. Let me put that in my thing. Make me a document right now. Women in Linux baby steps. The baby steps to prosperity. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, the next question I have is, um, with these baby steps, right? And the way that you all are feeling, the question is, and this is probably gonna be like a one-on-one, or maybe we should have a meeting outside of this, like in our meetups, to talk about why you feel behind. All right. You said you started your path from trade schools with the A plus, now starting to Google IT, then 2 months later cybersecurity, and I get that. If the end goal is cybersecurity, then I would go back. I would start with what in cybersecurity. Like you gotta go. You're gonna have to narrow that down. You need to focus on that. It says too majestic. You said yes because I'm trying to figure out where to start. I can figure out the rest along the way, but where to start with what though? Is that where to start in tech? Is that where to start in cybersecurity? Like that, these are like one on ones. We do one on one sessions. Like, y'all got to get focused. Y'all got to get narrow. You got to get laser sharp. You got to get laser sharp. I brought this up last night, but let me give myself some power. Oh, my power's not on, huh? 1 second. My laptop looked like it want to die. Oh, here it is. It's not plugged up. That's why. Here we go. One plugged up. Yep. Sign up for the one-on-one session. But let me pull this up. I pulled this up on last night. I'm gonna pull this up again. It's a reason why I'm looking at stuff. I want to bring this and highlight this stuff. All right. All right. And now let's pull this over. All right. Feeling behind. All right. So Let's blow this up here. Got you. All right, so this is the one I found last night, and I'm just gonna scroll through these. Right, so a tech lead, manager, software engineer. I brought this up last night. Um, um, I'm trying to scroll down on it, but I can't. Anyway, who is Selby Jennings? State of the art prime brokerage. All right, so now let's go over here to Selby Jennings, and let's actually go look at him on LinkedIn. And let's go Selby Jennings. All right. So they have a infrastructure, um, a Linux infrastructure engineers hybrid in Austin. Let's just go look and see what they're saying about it. If they got a rate on it. See, they don't have a rate on this one, but then they do have one here for this tech lead manager at 675 to 950, mid to senior. It's a Python developer. They do have one for a tech lead right here from 500 to 800. Right, it just got posted an hour ago. Let me make my screen a little bigger so you could be right there in the screen with me. 500 to 800. Here's 675 to 900 for the tech lead. Um, for the Linux sysadmin, they don't have nothing there. It's in Austin. But for the technology risk, the senior director, 250 to 400. Right. A senior platform engineer on site in New York, 450 to 575. When I tell you this is gonna the norm, it's gonna be the norm. It's gonna be the norm. It says, Jerome said, TD, what's good, Will? I got two interviews coming up, one with Google, the other one with Meta for data center tech engineering positions. Linux environment, been studying for them in AWS too. Exactly. Jerome, you already know I'm with you. You know what that's I know the pity patter that you got in your heart. You like you don't want to mess it up. Again, when you get in there, be the solution. It may sound like I'm putting pressure on you, but I am. Because I don't, it's not the fact that I want you to be perfect. I want you to be perfect for yourself. Put your best foot forward, knowing that you tried, knowing that you did everything possible, right? It may be some stuff you may miss because you just didn't know, but learn from it. Don't sit around and be like, oh, nah, that ain't it, right? Yeah, schedule a one-on-one. We could walk through it, give you a mock interview. Now listen, when I do mock interviews, I beat you upside the head. So be prepared. Don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get your feelings hurt. I'm just trying to prepare you for the rapid fire, how people interview, what some setting some expectations. So when you get in that, it ain't no surprise. You just take it on the chin and just be like, what you say? Yeah, I got that. Oh, what you want me over here? I got that. What you want me to do this? I got that. Right? Be prepared, but you're getting in the room and you're utilizing your skills to get in that room. Now the next is you got to learn how to talk the talk when you're in the room. You got to know how to talk when you're in the room, right? That's the one thing you confidence comes in, but your skills, but building your skill sets helps you with your confidence and it helps you with your talking. You got to understand how to talk the talk. You got to know how to maneuver those conversations. You got to know their problem before they even know they had a problem. Just what it is, and congratulations. All right. All right. The next one up, blockchain researcher, 200,000 to 500,000. Head of data at a hedge fund, 225 to 275. Now, I know some of these jobs y'all are saying, do I qualify for them? The question is, why you asking, why do you qualify for them? The question is, Go look at them. Go see where your skill sets stand up at, and go see if you got them. You should be looking at these jobs and being like, I could do that. I could do that. I know you're nervous. I know you're nervous. I know you're nervous. You should be nervous. It's something you may not have done before, but once you start building up that, you know, and what y'all don't know is every interview I study for it. Dia tell you I study for every single interview. I don't care how junior, I don't care how senior, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna study for it. Cause I wanna make sure when I get in there, I'm answering the questions and I'm driving the conversation, and I'm also making sure that when you meet me, when you get you it's hands down. You don't need to interview nobody else. What you interviewing them for? It's a waste of your time. That's how I take every interview. I take every interview and like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm gonna study up for it. I'm a student of the game. And it's not because I gotta study. It's because I want to make sure that I crush it. I want to make sure I take your esophagus with me when I walk up. Give me that. You don't need that. I'm taking your esophagus. You don't need to talk to nobody else because you can't. I done snatch your esophagus from me. That's just who I am. That's just me. All right. 200K with stock options for a product officer. Head of engineering, FPGA. Hold on, let me keep going. Here's another one right here. I pulled this up. I started the Rush class on Sundays. I need to get back to Rush training on Sundays. There's a Rush training class that I need to follow and study. I wanted to get back to it. But Rush senior Rush engineer, 500 to 1 million. It was posted 4 days ago. They want you to have experience with Rust is required and high performance computing. I talked about the supercomputing conference that happened this week in Denver. I need to go back and look at all the keynotes. I have not done that. Got to spend some time today with the shorts and the keynotes and prepping and the whole nine. But the senior Rust engineer, right? Pay range 500 to 100,000. Here are the 8 skills they say I'm missing that just don't show up on my thing, but whatever. They got 10 applicants that applied for it. Let's go look at the job. Those skill sets I do know I have, but let me look at the job. And that's among the applicants. So among the applicants, this is what they had. 2 skills found on your profile match theirs. Teamwork, physics, mathematics, HPC, engineering, computer science. Additional skill sets: Agile, Amazon, Git, Linux, Python programming, data structures, C++, whatever. Let me look and see. Yeah, they don't have. This is all they got. This is it for it. Interested? Apply. They want somebody with some Rust skills, some software engineering experience, and high performance computing. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for all those that signed up for the 1-on-1. 500 to 1 million. So let's put. I have to put things in perspective for y'all. Let me ask this question, and y'all can put a one in the chat. I want to ask this question: if you all made, let's say you came in the middle of this range, this 500 to 1 million. Let's say you came in at 800,000. Let's say you got an offer for 800,000, right? Would you be arrogant and had a big head? I just want to know who gonna be arrogant and had a big head. You could put a one in the chat and say you gonna be arrogant and had a big head, or you gonna be humble. If you made 800,000, you go did that interview, you like boom, boom, boom. Who are y'all gonna be arrogant and had a big head and say and get 800,000? I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to know. Are you gonna be humble? Put one if you're gonna be arrogant. Put two if you're gonna be humble. Look at the ones. Tara, you gonna be humble? Oh, oh, look at the humbles coming through. Oh, oh. All right, let's put it in. Let's put it in. Let's put it in perspective here. Let's put it into some perspective here. All right. If you are pulling 800K a year and divide that by 12, your gross monthly income is 67,000. I won't do the all the sixes there. 67,000. That's your gross monthly income. It's your gross monthly income. All right? 67,000. What is your take home? Right? I guess I could have we just do 67,000 divided by 2. Gross. We just say gross. So every 2 weeks on without taxes, this is just gross. You coming home with $34,000 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you got $34,000, right? So why did I ask that question? Are you gonna be humble or are you gonna be arrogant? Be arrogant, god dang it. You did that. You walked in the room, you owned it. Be arrogant. Go talk your talk. It's okay. Go talk your talk. Get out there and be like, yo, I did that. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah, I did that. Now here's the trick. Can you keep it? Can you keep it? Now, I always have to put things in perspective for y'all. Because that's what I do. Let's talk about it. Let's go back to the calculator. All right. So let's say you made 800,000 for 5 years. Say you stayed at that job for 5 years. That means you would have grossed $4 million in 5 years. You would have grossed 4 million in five. Now the question is, if you gross 4 million in 5 years, do you think you could at least keep half of it? Could you keep half? I don't care what accounts you put it in. I don't care if you do 401k, SEP for Roth 401k, brokerage account, whatever. Can you in 5 years? Can you stay at that job for 5 years and make that $4 million gross? And can you keep at least half of it? Because I figured this is what I figured. Because I know me. Because I did it. I did it. I did it. I know you gonna get 800,000. You gonna blow 400. Let's call a spade a spade. You gonna blow 400. You gonna blow 400. You gonna blow 400, right? You gonna blow 400. Listen, I don't know nobody who don't make 800 to a million that don't have some type of air about them. Not because of, oh my goodness, I'm an asshole, but you just gonna have an air about you like, damn, I did that. I worked hard, I studied hard, proof is in the pudding, I did that. Can't nobody take once you listen, once you start making two, three, four, five, six, when people start talking to you about, you know, hey, it's no jobs out here, and um I don't see how you just be like, I can't hear you. What you what? What you huh? You just can't hear no more. Because you know that you put in time and effort. You know that you put in work. You You understand what it takes to get there. So if you tell someone how to get there and they be like, nah, that ain't for me. Well, I remember growing up, and it wasn't even growing up. This was like I was grown by then. And I used to talk to my homegirl, and she used to be like, and I've had guys say this growing up too. Like they were like, even now, some men now, they be like, you really into them computers, huh? And I'd be like, what? You really into them computers? So my mind get to wondering. I'd be like, do he have an email address? Because that was one of my standards when back in the day. Like, I can't date a man unless he got an email address. That used to be one of my things. Emails back in the day wasn't tied to your phone. You didn't have to have an email address to get a phone. And so one of my things was, if he didn't have no email, ain't nothing we can do. Right? Right? So now when I hear a guy say, you really into them computers, or you always looking at your tablet, you always into that tech stuff, and I be like, but that job over here saying they paying 500,000 to 1 million. Like, D, put that on the big screen by itself. Just put it on the big screen by itself. Just put that on the big screen by itself. The job itself is paying 500 to 1 million. And you say to me, you really into them computers, or you really into that tech shit, as people like to dumb it down when I say, oh, you into that tech shit. That's what they say. You into that tech shit. That's how I get told to me. You into that tech shit. I be like, $100 to $1 million. Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Then let me tell you what happens after so many years of people saying that. Let me tell you what they say to me. What they say to me now. You think that's something I can do? You think you can help me? You think you can you want me to help you with the tech shit now? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's what they say. That's what they say now. Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, 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 I'm into it. Why? Let me tell you why I'm into it. Let me give you my own personal story. My own personal story, it has afforded me to help my mom. It has afforded me to, for my birthday, I took my mom to the casino for my birthday to go see Babyface, to stay in a nice hotel, to eat nice food, to do nice things. It has afforded me to give my mom a Mercedes that's paid for. This has afforded me to give my mom things that she don't. It's afforded me to give people and do things for other people. That's what it's afforded me to do. It ain't just about me. It ain't just about me. It's about the ability for me to create and have things to do for other people. And it also, and don't get me wrong, I'm a, I'm a selfish kind of girl. I'm an only child. I'm a selfish kind of girl. Who gonna take care of me better than me? It got things I want. I got things I need. I'm thinking now, when I don't want to be 60 years old and talking about I just bought my first Porsche. I don't want to do that. That's not in my cards. I want to go on the track now. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 to go buy me a nice fancy car or luxury car. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to do that now. So if me being into that tech shit gets me there, then let me be. Watch me. That's what you do. You watch me. So if you make that 800, let them watch you. Go live your life. Go set up your retirement plan. Go buy your triplexes. Go get your high yield savings account going. Go throw your money into some CDs. Go do whatever it is that you need to do to maintain that money for the rest of your life. Get new skills for the rest of your life. That's why I always teach. That's why I always preach Linux and infrastructure. That's why I'm always on that. I'm gonna always be on that. I don't want you to be sitting on the sideline watching everybody go up to the dealership. They were like, "Oh yeah, ma'am, you got A1 credit. Your credit is 760. Your credit is 800. Your credit is 802. Your credit is 820." Like you walking in with the credit scores. You walking in with the money. You've been making that money on and this W2. This ain't even 1099. I ain't talked about 1099 yet. This W2 money. You built a business, you building businesses on the side, you're acquiring business, you're doing whatever you want to do. You're making gross, you're making $67,000 a month. And you mean to tell me this is this is my red pill talking point? Her money don't matter. I'm just trying to tell you, get in the game. Here's the skills you need to get in the game. This is how you do it. If y'all want to be in the game forever, I'll give you the 5 skills. I've said them before. I'll say them again. Pick a cloud, any cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP. That's number one. Lump them under all one skill. Learn Linux. The cloud is built on Linux. Kelsey Hightower said it the best. People have gotten so good with Linux, they just turned around, built the infrastructure and sold it back to you. Every cloud is built on Linux. They're nothing but Linux servers underneath. That's all they are, right? So pick a cloud, any cloud, learn Linux. Security. Learn how to secure the infrastructure. Learn how to navigate with different security tools. You're gonna need it. And you can go into security and you can dive off into that however you want to. Cloud security, Linux security, container security, physical security, compliance, risk, whatever, right? You could dive over that to how you want to. The next thing, you're gonna need to learn some type of automation tool. And I kind of want to put Terraform and Ansible and GitLab under the same umbrella, but they not. So we're just gonna say automate with CI/CD pipelines. You're gonna have to know that either way it go, right? It's still all infrastructure. This is still all infrastructure. It still all relates to data engineering. It still all relates to being a software engineer. All site reliability platforms still all relates, right? And last but not least, y'all gonna need to know some fundamentals of agile. You gotta know them, right? Well, that's not last but not least. One more, Kubernetes. You slice it however you want to. Slice that. You can slice that under OpenShift. You can slice that under Rancher. You can slice that under vanilla Kubernetes. You can slice that out under anything, right? But if you want to be employed and be employed, I ain't talking about employed for 1 year. I'm ta- I've been I've been employed. That's why we got the T-shirt Linux money. For those that don't know, we do have apparel. For those that don't know, we do have apparel. Let me pull that up. Let me pull up the apparel so you know the reason why we got the shirts, right? One skill away from 200K. The Linux Money t-shirts. Let me go on all products right here. Linux Money. You know why we have this t-shirt? Because Linux has made me money. I'm not talking about something that I haven't done already. This is Linux Money, right? The reason why we have women in Linux is so that I never saw anybody else that was black like me in the Linux arena. I never saw any black women like me It was rare. It was rare. But now we pumping them out. Now, now y'all catching on. But I've been it for 20 years, 20 years plus, really. But now we pumping them out. Now we see you. Now the question is, what we gonna do? What's gonna be your once you learn Linux? What you gonna do next? What's the vertical there? Right. That's why I say I want to do a Linux master class. That's why I want to do a Linux master class because I don't even think y'all know how deep the game of Linux is, how deep this goes, how much money is really out here, how many billions is out here. I don't even think y'all realize the billions that's out here. It says your t-shirt is coming soon. Jerome, you said you've been seeing Agile and Kubernetes a lot lately. You're gonna keep seeing that. Oh, you welcome. You're welcome for the size. Tobin, you said, "Hi, does anyone have an entry level leads?" We post those leads inside of Slack as well. You can also go over to Bit Blacks in Technology, Bit. They also have some stuff over there. I try to take cross posts between the two. I'm also a part of them as well too. Greg Greenlee, Michael Jenkins, get him a shout out if you see him on LinkedIn. If y'all go take shout out to, I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out now. I'll probably clip this up for Mike. If you are on LinkedIn Learning, go take Michael Jenkins class, which is Jenkins. Go take that class. If you on Pluralsight, shout out to Steve Buchanan. Go take his class. If you looking for Kubernetes the hard way, go take Kelsey's class, Kelsey Hightower. Listen. I'm shouting out. I think I'm gonna shout out all of the black uh content creators that have created classes for you to learn from. Right, all the black content creators. Right, I'm gonna shout them. I'm gonna make a list and shout them out. Right, go take their classes. Right. So with quantum computing, you what you got to realize is CI/CD pipelines are used to push to quantum computing clusters. Yeah, there should be. Yeah, D got mugs. D got mugs. We got mugs. We got mugs. We got t-shirts. We got clocks. We got all of that. The mugs not on here, but D, I know we still. I don't know how many mugs we got left. D, you gotta let me know on that one. I don't even know how many mugs we got left, but yeah, we got mugs. Um, I know, and I know we got a ton of them at home, right? Listen, Notary World, if you want to start with Linux, here's what my suggestion for you to get started. It's free. Go take the RH024 class just to see if you like it. If you like the RH 024 class, that's Red Hat. Now I'm gonna break this down so y'all can get a good view of it, right? So here the big players when it comes to the Linux background itself. Red Hat and Ubuntu. You're gonna find Kubernetes really focused on the Ubuntu side. If you're going native cloud, if you're in the native cloud, right? Cloud native landscape. OpenShift is Red Hat's product. Which one is more recognized? The Red Hat one, the RHCSA. That's the most recognized one, right? The next one up is when you start talking about, hey, I want to get certified, is either or. You could go the LPI or you can go to Linux Plus. What we're looking for is, do you understand how to tune a kernel? Do you understand how to set up IP tables and firewalls and how to move around, how to stop processes, how to build up processes? That's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for that. What the next thing that we're looking for is, do you even understand um how to update and patch the systems? And on top of that, Do you understand how to continuously update and patch the systems? Do you know how to lock them down? Do you know how to keep them locked down? Do you know how not to brick a system? When I say brick a system, meaning I can't log in, can't nobody do nothing. It's just you did too much. You're doing too much. Right? Can you lock the system down and it still be functional? Like I say, I'm gonna do a master class on that. But I would get started with the RH024, and then once you figure out if you want to do the Red Hat version, Red Hat has the 124, the 134 for the RHCSA, and then there's the L plus, the Linux plus, and then there's the LPIC. But you can go between those three. The most recognized is the RHCSA. All right. Is data analytics a good path into tech? Yeah, it is. I would say data engineering more than data analytics, but that's just me. I'm more on the technical side. Listen, let me tell you who I am. I'm not gonna recommend anything to you that I don't think that is gonna last you 10 years. And when I say last you 10 years, meaning you learn the skill set now and it lasts you 10 years. You may have some add-ons over those years, but your at your core, your fundamental, it could last you 10 years. Right? That's what I mean. But we got off on a tangent. Back to where we were at. All right. Let me take it back now, son. All right, here we go. Oh, I guess I do need to blow it out that far. All right, there we go. Retirement is supposed to be the golden phase years. Just think 800,000. Can you make 4 million in 5 years and keep two or three? All right. Can you keep two or three? Can you get in position to make the 800 to a million? Can you get in position to make 500,000? And if you can't get in position, what's stopping you? Right? What's stopping you? Right? Says over half of Americans feel they're falling behind on their retirement savings, and they have a laundry list of culprits to blame, including student loans, low income, and the ever looming specter of inflation. This is why I say you listen, no one can stop you from getting skills because most of the stuff is free. The thing you need is time, right? Now, once you get the skills, now you need to start putting yourself out there, interviewing, throwing your resume, knocking on doors, networking with people, right? Mm, Pushing your way. Like I personally think, and people don't like what I'm about to say. I think you all should get clearances. That's what I think. I think y'all all should get clearances. You want to be employed for the rest of your life? Go get a clearance. Learn Linux, learn cloud, all the skills that I just talked about. You'll be employed for the rest of your life. Just don't do nothing stupid like go sell foreign secrets to someone, or hey, you know what? I've always wanted to go to China. Don't do stupid shit. Just don't do it. You want to be employed? I think y'all should get clearances. And you could double hop. When I say double hop, meaning if you work in the clearance space, you have 2 years not to utilize your clearance before it expires. Hop out, go make you some money. Like if you know that you skilled up and you want to go work at Amazon or something like that, go make the most money that you can. If you're gonna go hop out and go make you about 400, 500, 600, 700, 1 million for 2 years or something like that. Stay out, make as much money as you can. Hop back in, keep your clearance fresh. And people do this all the time. They hop back, they hop out, they come back and they stay in the clearance arena. They work it for 6 months and then they hop back out again and they go out and they go make the most money that they can. I'm just telling you what I know people have been doing. What do they do now? They may hop back in, they may go out and make about $3 or $4 million, right? In them 2 years, because they're gonna work at their highest capacity, they're gonna work at for the most money. They don't care nothing about what you're talking about. I'm making the most money that I can. Then I'm gonna hop back in, keep my clearance active. I may go overseas, I may go do whatever, right? They come back in, they keep their clearance active, then they hop back out again. When they get tired of hopping in and out, they've already made their money, but their clearance still active. They come back to the clearance world and then they're gonna coast. They're gonna get in a job, they're gonna stay in the job for maybe 5 to 10 years, if that, and then they're gonna retire. But now they made their money in multiple arenas. Now they made their money in multiple arenas. They made a name for themselves and they retire. So on average, they may be retiring anywhere from 3 to 10 million on a retirement, depending on how they've done their money. If they were married, if they were single, whatever the case may be, right? So imagine if you got a household of two people where the husband may be making 800,000 and the wife may be making 600,000, or where the wife may be making five and the husband making four, whatever the case may be. But can you imagine a a two parent or two income household where y'all are grossing 1 million a year? See, y'all be worrying about grossing a thousand a year. I be worried about grossing 1 million a year or more. And I be looking like, well, how can I make 1 million or 2 million or 3 million a year? I'm mad at myself. I was on my way. It's all right. We'll get it back next year. Tower, thank you for becoming a new member. Gotta sneeze. Sorry. Thank you for becoming a 100,000 earner. We had somebody else come a 500,000 earner this year. He said had to get a minimum clearance for entry job. Left that job. Does the clearance go with me? You get the clearance for two. You keep the clearance for 2 years. I hope you didn't let the 2 years expire before you utilize that clearance. You can't. You got to keep that clearance. The clearance doesn't go with you. It's still sitting in that system. You need to go find another job, and that other job would pick up that clearance. And if they pick up that clearance, they may upgrade your clearance if the job requires it or whatnot, and then go for there. The goal is to get your clearance upgraded. You want to go TSSCI, maybe TSSCI with a CI poly. Some people go full scope. I I don't want to do all that. Yeah. Well, you just got it this year. Okay, yeah. Go find another job with a clearance, or stay or if you're not gonna find another job that does not have a clearance, this is what you gotta calculate. You need to calculate how much money you losing by not having that clearance. So at minimum, this is my thought process. And I don't know what your title was or whatever, but at a minimum, with you having a clearance, you should be at a minimum of 100,000. Just at a minimum. Also, you should also be at, depending on what it is, if you're senior, junior, senior, or what have you, you should also be at a minimum of between 100 to 180. So if you're gonna look for a new job, they're gonna have to at least from in my thought process, should be compensating you for the loss of that clearance, because that clearance is actually leads to a loss of wages. So if you going out and you looking for another job, and you looking for a job that pay you the same thing, you doing it wrong. If you go out and look for another job and it's paying you maybe 25,000 on top of what you was already making from that clearance, you doing it wrong. You need to look at the loss of income, because what you got to think about is it's the loss of income over the years. It's not just the loss of income right now. It's the loss of income over the years that you're losing. So if you lose that clearance, it's a surefire way for you to get a job, but it's also a surefire way for you to get a job with increasing income. And I'm not talking about a GS level job either. I'm not talking about those jobs, right? So you need to be mindful of, if I lose my clearance, I also lose my like, for me, it's just a guaranteed way to get a job. Me and Simone talked about this. It's just, you got a clearance, you got your security plus, you got your Linux cert, you got your CKA cert, and you got a cloud certificate. That's a minimum of in In my world, that's a minimum of 200 to 280. That's a minimum. So if you're taking a job outside of this world and you taking a job for 150, it don't make sense mathematically, because most of the contracts are anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So if you working a job that's paying you 250 for 5 years or 280 for 5 years, I'm just saying. All right. Helmut Chili, thank you for gifting. Thank you for gifting. The luxury bucket list, you got to give. Got to give for a membership. We appreciate you. Right. So low income is one of the major reasons why a lot of people feel behind. You if you had like we talked about it last night. If you had $100,000 sitting in your 401k right now, and you 35 years old, and you put in $400 a month, you could be a millionaire in a short amount of time. But let's flip that script. What if you had $100,000 sitting in a 401k, and your employer that you are with is now putting in, because you rolled that money over to that 401k that you're in, right? And so you wanted it to play right in the market or whatnot. So let's play this game. Let's play this game. Let's play this game. Let's play this game. Let's say you got let's say you roll over 150,000 into this 401k that you got from your employer. And between you and your employer, y'all both put in 70,000. It's actually 69,000. I'm gonna tell you how I came up with that. Remember, the employer is putting in 25% into your 401k. And we're gonna let me pull that back up. Let me do it right here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Waiting for my sale to come up. Come on, Excel, you can do it. Thank you. All right, it's downloading and I'm getting ready to open up. All right, let's say you get a baseline salary of 180. And no, I gotta go change this because this got changed. Let's put 0.25 right here. That was 3%. All right, let's say you get a baseline salary of 180. The employer is gonna put in 45. For the new year of 2024, you can put in 23,000. So 45 plus 23 is what, 68? The most you can put in as an employee is 69. So let's go with 45 plus 23. So that's 68,000. So we'll take this down one. 68,000. Let's say you stay with the company, let's do 7 years. All right? And let's say you're getting a rate of return of about we'll do 10%, and let's do a variance of 2. I'll do compound annually, but let's try monthly. Man, let's do annual. Let's calculate that. So at 150,000, oh, I didn't. That's not monthly contribution. It's 68,000. Hold on, I got to change that. Your monthly contribution is this. I got to divide that 68,000 by 12. Your monthly contribution is 5,700. Nah, that's better. Let's calculate. In 7 years is at 941,000. right? But let's say you got that company that you working for that's paying you that 800,000. What you gonna do with that money on taxes? How you gonna take care of it tax wise? That's the trick. That's the trick. You W-2, what are you gonna do? You better go buy you some real estate. You better go buy you better go buy you some you better go buy you some real estate and link up with HUD or Section 8. You better go do something. You better go do something. Right? But yeah, and so in 8 years, in 7 years, your 401k could be at 941. I don't know. Does it sound good? Sound bad? Y'all know, y'all like to me, you've been talking about the millions. That's low money. That poo poo money. Is that poo poo money? I don't know. I need to listen to the replay. I want a security clearance. Yeah, yeah. Well, you got the easiest way is to front load yourself with skills and then let somebody sponsor your clearance. And the reason why I say front load your skill set is because when you front load when you front load your skill set, that's when they're looking for people and they just hire you and they go ahead and sponsor your clearance. And it take about 6 to 9 months, sometimes a year, maybe even two, depending on what they look like for you. Foreign land, foreign owned land, citizen, all of that stuff, right? Depending on you, right? Yeah, I know, Shing Shang. Like, yeah, the mutual fund management. Yeah, that's where you need to be at, right? All right. So it says there's a this is a credit card. I don't want that. Says most feel they're falling behind on retirement savings, according to Finance Buzz. A whopping 53% of the of respondents believe that their peers are in the race to financial freedom post retirement. Digging deeper into the data, it's become evident that the sentiment is pervasive across generations. The baby boomers to Gen Z, at least 44% in every age group express feeling behind. Excuse me, highlighting a widespread concern that transcends general lines. The biggest roadblock might be your income. It might be your income. Your income earning potential right now, right? Like they say on the video, right now, my G, right now, my G, right now, your earning income right now. The way they hiring out here in these streets is right now. You need to be in the game right now. Those five skill sets will get you there. Trust me, I know they will. All right. It says, what is the top villain in these financial struggles? Low earnings were cited by 41% of the participants roadblock to their retirement savings. This marks a notable increase just from 2 years ago when only 29% identified income as a hindrance. Listen, stop thinking you only worth 80K, 100K. Stop thinking that. Get your skills up. You can get so much more money out here. And I'm not talking about you earn 100K right now or 200K right now, and 4 years later, you're like, oh, back in my day, I earned. No, no, no. It should be back in my day when I was out here in these tech streets, I was getting the 200, right? Let me pull this up because again, because people will call cap on it. This all right, a day in the life. Let me blow it up. A day in my tech life, 27 years old, making 450K as a DevOps engineer. Now, how many of y'all know I've been talking about DevOps forever? Right? People gonna come over here. I'm sure somebody came in here probably already. Derek Grace is is the scammer. See, I already knew. I already knew. Listen, listen. I already knew somebody was gonna call that man. I already look. Second comment. Second comment. I already knew. I already knew somebody was gonna say scammer. I already knew. Do court to court engineers have daily meetings? Yeah, I don't know why this is a question. Yes, you have daily meetings. Yes. After taxes, benefits, money put back into the company and 401k, wouldn't net pay be about 100 to 200? I'm just like you guys. I have 14 years in the tech world. One mind helping out African American startups with projects using 1099. This is how y'all be lost in these comments. I go through the comments. Y'all be lost. Y'all don't know half stuff. Y'all don't know half of the plays with his money. Like he's looking like this person right here is like, oh, if he making 450 and they gonna take out the taxes and he just making 100. But again, you're not looking at all the benefits of the tax strategies on the 1099 side. You're not even looking at that. You're not even looking at that, right? There's like money put back in the company. If he's self-employed, if he 1099 and doing things, excuse me, himself, of course he gonna have a CPA set him up. But then that CPA, if he got a good one, it's gonna help him write that off. If he playing in the stock market, if he getting real estate, man, let me stop. He made 450K, but how much did he keep? This is the kind of stuff that make me mad when I read these things. He made 450K, but did you make 450K? You ain't did nothing but sit up in the comments chastising this man, talking about this. This what be making me mad. This what makes me irate about us. Happy for him. 650K. This what make me mad. But did he keep it? Did you make it? Do you have the skills to make it? This what be making me mad. I don't even know why I turned on this thing because I knew it was gonna make me mad. Knew it was gonna make me mad. What is the certification you all were talking about? AA for African American or double A. You don't even know. AA, government contracting. AA. I didn't even talked about how you, the 1099, how you as the DevSecOps engineer, infrastructure engineer, automation engineer, data engineer, can then take that and turn that into a consulting, do consulting and do one-offs. He probably charging people 250, 300, 400, 500, depending on it. And he may not even charge them by that. He may charge them by the product that he got to build for him. It depends. It depends. I'm trying to tell you how to write your own. Getting ready for my first CompTIA cert. Your video. What CompTIA cert is? What CompTIA cert you going for? When I see this, Tam, be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Is anyone in these comments willing to mentor me? You need to pay for mentorship. I'm just going through the comments. Bear with me. I just showed you a Rust engineer, a senior Rust engineer. Listen, the reason why people push CompTIA to y'all is this is Tameika's own personal thoughts. And I had to get one of my guys to come to the conference with me so he could see what I'm talking about. He was like, that CompTIA don't nobody care about. Only thing we care about from CompTIA is that Sec Plus. If you got a clearance, that's all we care about. They may care about one of the higher end security ones, but that Set Plus, that's what we care about. Why? Because it's mandatory for anybody that work in the government space to get the Sec Plus and maintain it. The next thing we need for you to have some Linux skills. The next thing we need for you to have after some Linux skills, you need some cloud skills. You need to know some type of CI/CD pipeline, GitLab, Jenkins, GitHub, Bitbucket. We need for you to know those things. After you get done with all of that, we need to go ahead. We need to go ahead. We need for you to go ahead and get that. The CK. We need for you to have some agile skills. Once you have some agile skills and all that, and some Kubernetes, there's no way you can't be employed in tech in the federal government space, making 200,000, 215, 220, 230, 240, 250, 280, 300, 350. There's no way. You want to listen. What y'all don't realize is, and this is where the downfall for us is, you got to remember, I'm talking making 200 plus for the next 10 years. I'm talking making 250 plus for the next 10 years. I'm talking making that same salary for 10 years. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm going to build up and one day I'm going to get that boss. Oh, I ain't talking about that. You said, Miss K, you said, Tam, you told me what you felt about CompTIA A plus over a year ago. That's why I did a pivot. Now I'm gonna ask you this. When you did this pivot, has it worked out for you? You could type yes or no. In fact, if you want to come up, you could come up and let me know what you thinking. Whatever. I'd rather hear from the horse's mouth. You let me know if I'm telling you wrong or not. I just know I've been in the game and I ain't never looked at nobody that came through an interview and be like, wow, you got your A plus. I'm so proud of you. That ain't what they looking at. They be like, you got your A plus, that's cool. But you got the Sec plus? Oh, you ain't got that? You got any lens skills? Oh, you ain't got that? I just know that's what they be looking at. In my field. Now it may be good for the data center stuff, it may be good for the help desk. I don't know. But you let me know if that's helped you. T shape. That's right. T shape. T shape. 200K is light work. 200K is light work. It's in the process now. Okay, keep me posted. I know STL is part of your degree plan. I'm not knocking that. I knock people that come and be like, I'm going after my A plus. And I'll be like, to do what? Go Go get your Linux cert and then go back and get your A plus. If you want to work now, go get your Linux cert, Linux Plus, RCSA, LPIC. Go get that now and then go back and get the A plus. If you want to work right now, you want to work in the next 6 months, go learn Linux real quick. Get on that real quick. Then go back and get your A plus. I bet you when you go back and get your A plus, you're gonna be like, this ain't really helped me with what I'm doing on my day to day here, but I got it. I'm just saying. Low income. Stop being around people that got low vibrations. They're not trying to aspire to do more. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want you to go on a trip. They don't want you to go on a trip. They don't want you to go out. They don't want you to go across the world. They don't want to see you on a yacht in Dubai. They don't want you to have dinner in the sky in Dubai. They don't want to see you in Australia. They don't want why? Because they don't even have no passport. Number one, and they ain't never gonna get one, and they ain't never going nowhere. They don't want to see you happy. Stop hanging around them people. The people don't want to see you progressing. Why y'all? Why, I don't even understand where we at these days. Why we here? Y'all got me agitated. Shit, got me agitated. Can't even do my show. Made me mad. I hate when people be calling people scammers because they ain't never seen no money like that, or they don't know nobody that make that money like that. He probably older than that dude. That dude 27 years old. He probably worked court to court. He probably making that money. And now I had to go to my email. If you see Lambda is serverless and uses Linux, how much Linux do you think I should have? I just passed my AWS practitioner and I'm learning MySQL. If you're doing that, you probably gonna need to learn Python. You're gonna need to learn a programming language if you're trying to go down the serverless route. So you need to look at serverless with Python, or maybe some Rust, or some Java apps. But if that's on the programming side for serverless. Serverless is not my jam. That's not my strong suit. I can admit that. I need to make it my strong suit. That's one of my weak suits. Like I said before, what are your top five? Serverless will probably be at my bottom five. I'm getting ready to do it now. I'm getting ready to do it now, Sam. I'm getting ready to do it now. I'm getting ready to do it now. Cause people be, and this over a decade old. Give me a hot second. Let me pull it up. And then we're gonna talk about inflation. All right. So now let's bring up this inflation calculator. Actually, I think it's called the CPI. Top five. All right, I got it. All right, strap it on over here. This is from 2011. This is from 2011. Because people gonna be like, "Oh, Tameika, you keep talking about this 25K. I mean, this 25% into your 401k. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. All right. If you've never been to none of my meetups, I talked about this on my meetups. If you're not an earner, I go a lot more into this in the earner section. Um, whatever, whatever. This is from 2011. This is back then, way back when I was a young Thundercat out in these streets. All right. So here, what does it say? That's what my base annual was. Y'all see that? This is the offer letter. Straight from my email. And yes, I keep all my emails that I ever had in my entire life. Yes, I am that girl. Junk everywhere. I can reference it though. I got receipts. All right, 132 is what I had. Right? So if they putting in 25% into your 401k, automatically they're gonna put in the 33,000 into your 401k. Okay? Capiche? Y'all with me? All right. So right here, LTC contributes an amount equal to 25% of the employee's base salary, IBA, on a monthly basis, right? Into your 401k, right? So every month they put in 2750, which is 33,000 annually. That's where you see that at. There's the little thing down here that y'all miss out on. They also, with that contribution of that 33,000, my PTO and my insurance are also a part of this. With that being said, with that being said, that other 33,000 is theirs as well too. So that's why the total compensation is 198,000. Okay. So let's go over here to this CPI calculator. I think this is it right here. So we're going to go back 2011, we'll say October 2011, 198, and then calculate that. It says right now my buying power is 269. So when I see stuff like this, let me tell you what my thought process is. You don't do no job. You don't do no work. You don't do nothing under 269. It ain't mathematically fundamental. It don't make no sense. Right? That's how I look at it. Now, the side bar to this is that 33,000, you don't have to take your time off. Again, you front load yourself. You know that you're going to go on vacation in another 2 weeks or something like that. You work extra hours so you can have comp time, and you use the comp time as your PTO time. And on top of that, you can get this money back. So at the end of the year, you'll get this IBA payout. Also, you get stock incentives. Also, you get advance incentives as well too. Well, I should say performance incentives if you help the customer or you help the company improve or whatever. And that could be anywhere from 5,000 to 12,000. So on average, most people average about 7 to 10,000. So this 33,000, let's take off 5,000 off of that. All right. Let's take off 5,000 off of that. All right. So 33,000 minus 5,000. Oops. Do 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 do. I don't know why that's coming up doing that, but okay. 28. I don't know why this is doing this. I keep clearing it, but it ain't clear. 33. It should be 28, but we're gonna go so you can see the math for yourself. I'm taking out 5,000. And we're gonna multiply that by 0.7. And so 19,000. Just say you got 19,000. You get a $19,000 check in that get deposited to your bank account. 19,000. Boom. Right? That's another 19,000 that gets boom to you. Now cuz you smart, you doing what you supposed to do. You maxing out your 401k. Back then I think it was 16.5 for your 401k. So 33,000 plus 16.5. So in your 401k every year, let's just say that you put in $50,000, right? Right. So let's go over here to our other calculator. Oh, it ain't up. I gotta bring it up. So let's say 50,000, and your monthly contribution on 50,000 is what? Is that 6,000? That's not 6,000. That's something else. Like 4,500. I forget. 4166. So 4,200. Do that for 10 years with a rate of return of 10 years. Let's give a variance of 2. Calculate that, compound that annually. 932 in 10 years in one account. Remember, I still got 20,000 sitting out there, right? So let's go back. I get that $20,000 every year for 10 years. I put it into an account where I can contribute, I don't know, say 500 a month. 10 years variance, calculate. That account could be at roughly between 130 to 167. So we'll just call it an even 150. Right? Now, there's one more little caveat there. One more little caveat. You got the incentive bonus that you get every year that could be anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000. Let's say on average, you get $7,000 or $8,000. Let's just say you average $8,000. So what you gonna do with that $8,000? If you were smart, you take that $8,000. You maintain getting $8,000 every year, right, for the next 10 years. So now let's take that 8,000 and divide that by 12. That's $700. Let's say you throw an extra 400 in it. Let's put it at $1,100, and you can put that somewhere for the next 10 years. That's at 231,000. So you can have 3 different accounts set up: one at a million, one at 150, another one at 230. Right? Boom. Right? I'm just showing you how you could do it. So when somebody say this man over here ain't making the 450, right? That's nonsense to me. Put a one in the chat and get the lights up too. Let me see what the lights looking like. We got 54 people in here and 41 lights. We was at 60 at one point. Get the likes up. Nobody else giving y'all content like this. No one gives y'all content like this. I know they don't. Because nobody never talks about an IBA. I ain't never seen nobody talk about an IBA other than me. I ain't seen nobody else talk about it. You said, even though there are templates for those programs with the cloud, I'm trying to see how much will automation and AI work with me as I learn the cloud admin. I mean, you can use AI to write your serverless scripts, but you need to know how to write those scripts when you're in interviews. AI can't help you there. Yeah, you're getting a lot of recruit asking for which cert, the luxury bucket, which cert. Thank you. Any advice for contract roles? I have a 9 to 5 UI UX role, but need a contract. I got you. I don't know. I don't you tech RX. I don't know if me showing 8 offer letters with the lowest being 165 and the highest being 220 and the base pay would that convince doubters. I don't think it will. I mean, I could show you contract roles getting paid 200 an hour, 270, 175, 220 an hour, 300 an hour. I could show all of that. I could show you check stubs. I could show you deposits into my bank account. You know what's the next thing that people gonna say? You did that. That's you. You did that. How I can't do that. How can I do that? You did that. I can't do that. That's the next thing. It's gonna be another level to the doubt. And the question is why do you even doubt yourself before you even get started and before you even try, right? Like, oh, that person did it. I always looked at stuff like, oh, they over there doing that. I need to go do it. I'm going over there taking names and punching heads. That's what I'm doing. I don't, I haven't looked into the Salesforce cloud, sir. I need to look into it. I never looked into it. I never looked into it. All right. But home repairs will drain your bank account as well too. That's what it's saying in here. Don't let home repairs drain your bank account, student loans, all this stuff. All this keep you there. That's why you got to have some money. If you're gonna buy a house, you gotta have money to maintain the house. You gotta have money to maintain the house. Yeah, Google, LinkedIn, Indeed, they're all still free. All right. 15 high paying tech jobs for non techies. All right. Social media strategist, 138. Sales manager, 130. Training development manager, 120. I hate when it does this. I don't know why it's doing that to me. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. I'm looking for the X button. There we go. Sales engineers, 108. Software quality assurance analysts and testers, 105. Data scientists, 103. I think these are the low end of the totem pole. Financial analyst, 96. Project manager, 95. Management analyst, 95. Computer and network and computer system administrators, 90. UX designer, 80. Technical writer, 79. Market research analyst, 68. Human resources, 64. Graphic designer, 57. Now, these are the 30 low stress jobs paying over 100,000. It's from Finance Buzz. I wanted to see what they were saying. Environmental economist, a mathematician, a political scientist, a chemical engineer. I think chemical engineering would have stress. You can hear the you can hear the boredom when I talk about 100K. Yeah, it's very boring to me. I don't even know why that conversation come up. It bores me. Chemical engineer, a physicist, an economist, a computer and information research scientist, a computer hardware engineer. Don't sleep on this job right here. You make more than that, but don't sleep on it though. A orthodontist at 208 plus, a petroleum engineer, a nuclear engineer, an actuary, an astronomer, a computer network architect. Don't sleep on this job right here. Add security to that. You should be easily at two something. base. There's two something base. A chief sustainability officer. There's that. All right. Let me see what this one was. I think I clicked on the wrong one. That was low stress. That was high paying tech jobs for non techies. All right. So let's close this one. And then they had another one. Let me see if I can find it. I have it. They had another one that was side hustles. And I had it. Declining, high paying, high paying, high paying. Hmm. It's not up here. Let me do this. Um 17 ways to make extra cash. All right, y'all wanted to know about extra cash? Here we go. All right. Data analytics is cool, but I prefer data engineering. Go to go to Databricks and I forget the other guy. What is it? Databricks versus somebody. It'll come up for me. Hold on. I'm trying to find my mouse. I don't know where it's at right now. Oh, there it is. I forget the other one. Snowflake. Go to Snowflake. Databricks, Snowflake. Go get those certs. All right. Earn money on online by taking surveys. 55,000 might sound crazy, but this company, Survey Junkie, it's possible to get your share of it every day by taking simple surveys, which might sound strange. These market research surveys are known to make extra cash. Of course, they don't make you rich, but if you want to make 55,000 extra a year, go do that. Join a website that has paid over 17 million for taking surveys. Branded surveys is another one. You can make extra cash by taking branded surveys. Ask this company to help solve your credit card debt. If you have a lot of debt, resolving it can be stressful. I don't think that's one, but that's what they got on here. Get the one budget app that truly does it all. Get paid up to 225 a month by watching viral videos. It sounds crazy, and maybe you're not even sure if it's worth the time, but come on, you're at least a little curious. Getting paid while watching viral videos is a real way to earn cash. You could do it with a company called Inbox Dollars. No, it's not going to get you rich. It's just probably one of the lowest effort of side hustles. So if you want to make $225 sitting on the side a month, go watch some viral videos. Things like cancel your car insurance. You've been wasting your time playing high price car insurance. Finance buds can tell you if you're overlapping and get paid 500. Stop overpaying when you shop online. Go with coupons. Earn up to 5% APY with Dwayne Johnson's debit card. Sounds like the Rush card. Cash earning up to five times a day, delivering for Uber Eats. Get free stock valued between $5 to $200 with Robinhood. Enter to win $10,000 with Prize Grab. Earn extra cash by getting the extra job. Is the hard truth. Get $10 in reward points for just checking out your credit score. Earn cash back every day on purchases without a credit card. They said you have the ability to earn 1% up to $3,000 on debit purchases with Discover. Join a community that has earned over $3 billion in cash back on rewards. With Macy's, Walmart, Ticketmaster, Expedia, and those are just little simple ways, right? What's going on, Orlando Minor? Is getting tough out here. It's only getting tough because people want to make it tough, and I'm just telling them how to get the skills so they ain't gotta. So it's not that tough, right? And these are tech skills, right? These are tech skills. No, they're not good penny side hustles. I just wanted to see what they were saying. But again, this is where they're at. I personally think you could do more by taking your tech skills that you work for and start consulting on the side. You could go to Fiverr, Upwork, or even, and I've been seeing this a lot. Um, get really good at something and teach on the side. Sign up to tutor somebody in math or physics or uh, how to use social media, how to build their brand, how to do like you could charge for those things. I think you're better suited there. But some people don't want to do stuff like that. If that's your day-to-day job, like this is my own philosophy. If you work in a job where you're technical all day, it's nothing for you to take those same tech skills and do them outside of work. And it don't have to be all of them. It could be one. If you work in DevOps, you probably work with ten different tools. You could do one. You could utilize one. Train somebody on one tool and make money on that. Here's the other side hustle that I brought up before, but you all probably didn't pay attention to it. Writing blogs for products is another side hustle. So when I talk about this, writing, and I got to go back to my thing, blogs for, say, Digital Ocean. All right. So here, Clear Voice is looking for a content writer. Get paid to write tutorials for Digital Ocean. You could write a tutorial for Digital Ocean and get paid $50. Clear Voice is looking for people to come in and write um a tutorial on their products, right? And let me do this, writing blogs for products and services. This is where the money comes into play. Um, because people are always looking for somebody to come write a blog for them. So if you're really good at, say, using Chat GPT and in a particular field of in a particular realm for real estate, start writing blogs for Chat GPT in real estate, and that's how you make money. So the one Twilio, writing blogs. All right, so if you write a blog for Twilio, let's go and see how they get paid here. Welcome to Twilio blog. Get started with content API. Let me go pay. Let me add pay. All right, members can write as often as they like. Each tutorial will be paid $650 on Twilio. So, what does that cause you to do? That causes you to learn what the hell Twilio is, how to use it, and then write a blog on how you used it and maybe how you help somebody else use it or how you implemented it and get your own company or whatnot. That's where people that's what they're looking for. And they pay people to write those things, right? They pay people to write that. So Twilio is one. AWS pays for them. Digital Ocean pays for them. There are a ton of them out there. I have to go look at that. Um, you said use YouTube. That's my 2 cents. Let me go back to my notes that I had from I when I did this before. I did a talk on this before. Digital content. Paid content. I'm doing a search in my thing. Let me see. Let me type in Twilio because it'll probably come up for that. Awesome. Oh, here. Let me look here. Twilio. I look at the wrong thing. All right. 38. Let me look and see if I can find it here. No, it's not in there. When I find it, I'll post it in the community channel on all the ones that pay you to write. Twilio is one. MongoDB is another one. They're all product driven. And so they always we're looking for somebody to write an actual document on how to use their product. So if you imagine if you got paid, if you wrote 10 documents and they accepted those 10 documents, what's 10 times 650? You put in the chat. I know what it is, but 10 times 650 is what? And could you pump out with the help of AI, could you pump out that many documents? You may do a video, you may do a clip or whatever. Could you pump out that many documents a month? And that's just a side hustle at 650, right? All right, so let's keep going. Those are the ones that I consider the side hustles to me. All right, so let me back this down so I can see. Do. All right. So home builders turn to incentives to draw in priced out buyer pool. So those of y'all that are looking for houses and you got the income, because we just talked about you making the 800,000 a year. We just talked about that. We talked about the 500,000. We talked about the IBA. Remember, out of that IBA, you get that extra $20,000 that may come back to you, depending on how you do your PTO. And if you earn more, you also get more coming back, right? So remember, you got. I've shown you in one job how you can have three accounts where you can make be a millionaire in 7 years. Now let's add into the fact that you may do something on the side to also fuel and fund those accounts, but you may also buy some real estate. You may also be in a brokerage account. You may also put some money in a high yield savings account. You may put some money, you may buy some mutual funds. I don't know, but I'm just trying to show you the multiple ways that you can take one job and chop it up, and those set of skills that you have in that one job to chop it up to become that multimillionaire, right? So let's go. Home builders turn to incentives to draw out priced out buyers. All right. Home builders continue to see sales momentum, and let me blow it up because it look a little small. Home builders continue to sell momentum despite surging mortgage rates and persistent affordability challenges, in part because they're pulling out the stops to lure in buyers and ensure deals across the finish line. While a growing share of buyers have been locked out of the housing market because of the rising mortgage rates, persistent home price appreciation, and the lack of existing home inventory, the current environment also is creating some tailwinds for builders that can offer more competitive financing. All right, housing starts increased 7% in September to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.36 million units, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development. In fact, 31% available for sale in August were new construction, compared to a historical average of 12 to 14% range, according to the National Association of Home Builders. How many people are looking for houses right now? How many people are like, I'm not interested until the mortgage rate go down? Some people are looking for houses, some people aren't. Let me know if you are. Steel Association noted higher interest rates are affecting builders' ability to move forward with their projects, as the number of single-family homes under construction in September was 674,000, about a 15% decline from a year ago. The most recent National Association Builders Wells Fargo Housing Market Index, a monthly survey of U.S. home builders, found builders are using a range of incentives to lure buyers and avoid the sale cancellation. The most prominent incentive is the paying the closing costs or the fees, which 34% respondents said in October survey they were doing currently doing. Other popular incentives being used by builders include offering options of upgrades at no or reduced cost, 32%, discounted home prices or reduced margins at 31%, and mortgage buy downs, 29%, and absorbing financing for the buyers. Among the 32% of the builders who said they've reduced home prices to bolster sales volumes or limit cancellations, the biggest share is 38%, and they've reduced prices by 6% or more. It says builders draw new business. Some of the nation's biggest builders employer incentives are seeing their bets pay off. The Atlanta-based Polt Group, which is publicly traded at PHM, is in recent third quarter earnings said on a earnings call said new home orders during the 3 month period from September 30th to increase 43%. It says specifically orders from first time home buyers increased 53%. The permanent 30-year buy down is probably a most powerful incentive, said Ryan Marshall, president and CTO of Pult, during the call. Right now, we've got national incentives that offer 5.7% on a 30-year at a 30-year fixed rate. Now the question is, what is that? Where is that at? That's one. Two, what is the actual range of housing? Is that in? Is that 500,000 to 700,000, or is that 700,000 to 1 million? That's the other thing. What is that? What are you putting down? Again, I talked about this the other day. The national average on homes right now is 416,000. If you don't want to go in with PMI, you're gonna have to put 20% down. So now if we do that calculator, let's pull it up. If you're doing 416,000 on average and you putting down 20%, oh, come back calculator. And you putting down 20%, you putting down 83,000. My question is, how many of y'all got 83,000 to put down? How many of y'all got 83,000 to put down? You how many of y'all got 83? And if you're not doing that, you're probably going under FHA, right? On that 416. This is just a national average. It could be more. Times that 0.035, 15,000. But now you got PMI. But now you have PMI. And I did the numbers on this. You can look at a 15-year fixed. You can look at a 30-year fixed. You need to look at what your credit scores are looking like, what your DTI is looking like. And remember, those of y'all that want to do 1099, here's the downfall to being for the guy that's making the 450,000 corp to corp. When he goes to try to get financing, they're gonna want to pull records for the last 3 years. It behooves you to be W-2, and if you're gonna do your side hustle, do it 1099. Because if they can see, they can even take an offer letter on your 1099 for you to go get a house, for you to go get a car. But when you 1099, they can't do that. So on W-2, they looking at you like, oh, we know this coming in. On that 1099, they not looking at you like that. And that's a big problem. So it behooves you to be 1099 to make some moves, and to be W-2 and make some moves, and to be 1099 if you're gonna do your side hustle. And then your side hustle, you whatever skills you got over here. When I was talking about your top five, take them top five skills and go make money over here with that top five as 1099. Which I don't see the harm in doing that, and make your money. D, I know you asked me about the 3 o'clock joint. I guess we ain't gonna make it, huh? I guess we ain't gonna make it. Guess we ain't gonna make the second show. It's all good. I'll just keep this show. How about that, D? I'll just keep this show. Oh, that's why I keep going on. That's why I can't never find it, because it keep going all the way over there. Like, where it go? All right, so let's get into it. Raytheon in the Indiana Atlantic wins a multi-million-dollar Navy contract. So I always tell y'all to follow the money. Raytheon has won a contract. Those that are looking to see how much they won, let's talk about it. The Department of Defense announced on November the 17th, Raytheon Cyber Solutions in the Indiana Atlantic in India Atlantic has been awarded a $13.8 million contract for cyber technologies to be used in tactical operations. The contract engagement is for 20 months. So for 20 months, or approximately 2 years, there's probably some other option there. They got an exercise option at 18 months, so 34 months or 38 months. So we're talking 3 years. So if you get on a contract, you got your clearance, you doing some cyber stuff, you're doing some cutting edge stuff. So for 3 years, you could be making 200,000. 200,000 times 3 years is what? What's that gross? 200,000 times 3 years is what? Y'all should be. Y'all should. I hope y'all know math. I know what it is. 200 times three. Casual economist. I don't know. I may do one Monday. All right, 600. 600K gross. 600K gross. What you thinking about? What is there to think about? All right. 600K gross. All right. So the contract is for a 20-month engagement, but if the Navy decides to exercise its additional 18-month option, which they probably would, the value of the contract would climb to 27 million. 27 million. The U.S. officials are open to knowledge the offensive cyber operation. So you should start seeing Raytheon looking for cyber people to go do this work. So y'all that always talking about cyber, here it is. Here it is. Go look at Raytheon for cyber jobs. Right? The offensive cyber is the flip of cybersecurity, which is designed to prevent such an interference. Right? Why contracts matter for Central Florida? DoD contracts like these create good paying jobs. On average, offensive security engineers make 152,000 from ZipRecruiter. That's on average. A concentration of adept cyber professionals employed in the region positions. This is in Orlando and surrounding areas for more work. But don't think that just them winning in Orlando that they don't have other contracts other places too, right? Right? So again, that's on average. Most of the jobs that you're gonna see coming out as a contractor, and this is the gag. Working for Raytheon and being a contractor for Raytheon is two different things. Working for Raytheon, you may not be able to see the 200, but being a contractor for a company coming into Raytheon, you'll see the 200. Do you offer any service regarding government contractors as a license? Any books, websites? Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know about government contracting? I will refer you to Eric Coffey, but then again, it's like, what do you want to do with government contracting? Are you trying to bid on a contract? Are you trying to get licensed? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to be a company? Are you trying to yeah, 152 is really light work. Yeah, 250 is correct. But are you trying to be a consultant or are you trying to be a company? It's different angles. GovCon Giant, I mean it's GovCon launch. I'll promote Eric's book even though he not here and he not in the room. Here's the book right here. GovCon launch. A guide to launching your government contracting business. I got to get it signed from Eric. Mine got waterlogged. This is also his book right here. GovCon billion dollar play. I give you this caveat. Eric is more focused on like construction, um maybe working builds and goods and so forth, not necessarily tech per se. That's when I come into play. He got a couple of other people in there that come into play along the tech area. Again, how can you utilize your skills and be a government contractor or consultant? And there are actually two different things there when we're talking about that. And to show you what I'm talking about, we go Indeed. Let's look up DevSecOps. and engineer, and let's type in, I don't know, we'll do Aurora and make my life easy. All right. So we got one here, 75 to 80. You see the senior. This is just a DevOps engineer. And then you see senior for Booz Allen, 73 to 166, DevOps 140 to 185. Keep in mind, when you see Booz Allen and uh, companies like that's working directly with them, but as a contractor working for Booz Allen and not working directly with them, your pay could go up. So here we got a DevOps manager, 150 to 180, a DevOps engineer for Go Beyond, senior staff cloud, um, DevSecOps engineer, 140 to 230. And what I typically do on here is I just go ahead and filter out here so I don't have to go through all of that. And I just put in $ 200,000 and then I hit search because I just want you to return me jobs that's, maybe in a 50-mile range from that's 200 plus. So we got an Azure DevOps 100 to 110. If you want to go 25 miles, let's see, let's go here. Let's go within 100 miles. Do we get anything? Nothing out of Aurora. So let's go nationwide is on your side. All right, so we go nationwide, Santa Clara, DevOps in Irving, Texas, a hybrid from 200 to 350. Mountain View from 100 to 300. San Francisco 160 to 305. Remote 150 to 250. 160 to 258 for Salesforce. Lead DevOps remote 184 to 229. Right. So again, it depends on how you're looking. You go look over at DevOps under Netflix that's remote. It's paying 400 to 700. So yeah, so it really depends on where you see yourself at, what your skills are like, how much time are you willing to perfect those skills and apply and actually know somebody in there. Because sometimes people just reject the resumes as well too. So here we go. I bump it up to 300. Here's TikTok lead. Here's Azure DevOps. TikTok lead 208 to 408. All right. That job been out there for a minute. 275 to 350 out of Chantilly. All right. And you can go to Dice. You can go to Indeed. You can go to the ladders. The ladders. Let me pull this over because I may have to log in. Let me see. I may not have to log in, but we'll see. And then we're gonna do a report on 2024. So here's the ladders: 250, 162 to 271. And we blow it up some more on your screen there. 134, 254, 240 to 310. Site reliability engineer. I saw GitLab hiring for some jobs last night, paying around 250 to 360. Um, and then you can see here this is with the public sector because they need somebody on the public sector side to help out, right? 304, and this is on the ladders. You can go to the ladders.com and look at these, right? So that's one way. All right. So here, the nation's largest private company is to destroy the Tampa grain facility, and they're making way for vessels of salt in Tampa. They're also this right here is putting Tampa, and just showing you where jobs are at. I'm going throughout the Southeast as well too. The governing board recently approved a lease amendment that will result in cargo salt vessels moving from berths 201 to 202, and this is going to make Tampa one of the premier for shipping in cars as well. That's what this whole thing was. They wanted Tampa to be able to. The shift could help make way for the Port of Tampa Bay automobile imports, which are expected to increase as part of the deal in the Globus America announced earlier this year. The salt coming into Ybor would still be trucked back to the Hookers Point for conveying and drying process, but they're making the way for automobile imports, which is huge, right? Which is huge. I'm going around the world. Virginia Drone Company expands its delivery service in Florida with Chick-fil-A experiment. So now Uber Eats has some contending to do unless they're gonna get up and start doing drones in Uber. But people are they're experiment with Chick-fil-A delivering your food by drone. Now you're saying, okay, we've been seeing that. All right, but the robo taxi, Tampa, I don't know if you saw that. Um, it's the robo taxi, the all electric. Yeah, downtown Tampa autonomous transit, Uber and Lyft robo taxi. It was the robo taxi that took off from Tampa. I gotta go look it up. It was on Business Insider. They did their first it wasn't Business Insider, it's the Business Journal. They did their first run. So let's go Tampa. I meant to report on it a couple of weeks ago, but time has gotten away. So let's go here. Let's go Robo. Let's go EVTOL. I think that's it. Is it EVTOL or EVOL? Yeah, here we go right here. So the I guess the Volvo copter launches Florida's first EVTOL flight at Tampa International Airport. Here you go right here. Um, Florida's first manned demonstration of air taxi flight took off from Tampa International Airport. In front of community, I guess the Volocopter, an aircraft manufacturer based in Germany, flew its one seat 2X prototype flight model for 8 minutes amid windy conditions, with the aircraft staying steady the whole time. So that now we're getting the taxis that are taking off. They have already designated spots for these taxis to take off, and these taxis are going to turn into robo taxis. So you're just going to go to the airport and you're going to start taking off. They're also working on the train between Orlando and Tampa. So if you want to live in Tampa and go work in Orlando, you can, because now you will have the train going back and forth. There's also going to be the taxi flying back and forth between Tampa and Orlando. Again, that big tech corridor that we keep talking about for Florida, West Virginia has it as well too. The tech corridor, and I spelled that wrong, but the Florida high tech corridor. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. West Virginia has 75 miles of a tech corridor as well too. But you need to be aware of where these corridors are at, because this is how you know where the money is at. You got 80 million invested in research projects and 400 industry partners. So in this tech corridor, it's a ton of different things. Blow it up. It's a ton of different things that go in there, from shipping to imports to um, unmanned vehicles to off-roading to mammal search in water, unmanned, and so forth. In West Virginia, you got the West Virginia corridor, West Virginia tech corridor. So in West Virginia, you got the 75 miles, right? This is 17. Let me go and see if I can do no. Let's go to last year. You can know what they got, the West Virginia Tech, you got advanced industry, energy and industrial corridor Q. It's between Kentucky, Virginia, and West Virginia. Corridor Q. All right, corridor Q. And this is where you get miles and miles of companies, basis research. Anybody you can think of is in this 75 miles. That you ask who want to go live in West Virginia. It's not the fact of living in West Virginia. It's the money that people make while they're in West Virginia and they dip out. They go make their money and they dip out. So if you could be uncomfortable for, I don't know, a year or two and go make your money and then dip out and go back, you'll be fine. But they pay, right? And if they don't pay, you don't take the job. That's real simple. So again, that West Virginia is part of those 31 tech hubs, right? So we got the port, we got Virginia with the Chick-fil-A, Boeing, eliminating its chief of strategy officer. That's not a big deal. But I wanted to also highlight things in Colorado as well too, up and coming companies out of Colorado. For those that make it, that eventually make it out here. All right, 14 companies based in Denver, Inglewood, Colorado Springs, Louisville, Thornton, Centennial, and Greenwood Village. They made the top tech. Liberty Broadband Corporation, Fluid Truck. I'm not sure. I guess A2, Biopharma, Hotel Engine, Pax 8, Forge Nano, Quantum Metric, Edison Interactive, Arrive Health. I think y'all have seen Arrive Health before. Career Certified, Billings Platform, and per Deloitte's ranking, healthcare company, I guess Zynex is a company, and Veritone. Again, companies that are the fastest growing out here in Colorado, but don't sleep on those companies because they could have locations in your area. I give this to D in case y'all want to look at it a little bit more. All right. So I thought this was interesting because I talked about on one of my shorts, y'all worried about AI here, worried about AI in space. And here's a company out of Broomfield, a satellite company raises $30 million. They just opened up their headquarters here in Broomfield, and they are working with satellite communications company called Skyloom Global Corporation. Disclosed around with the U.S. Security Exchange in a filing D on Monday. They didn't respond. The round had 116 investors to participate. Each investor had to make a minimum of 500,000 per the filing. So go check out Skyloom and what they do. The company is seeking $72.8 million, right? According to Etsy, the company is seeking $72.83 million. In March, they opened up a 23,000 square foot headquarters in Broomfield. The facility is designed to assemble and test optical communication terminals and satellites. Right, Skyloom. Here's the company right here. This is the beginning of the space internet. Beginning of space internet. Go check that company out. Here are their careers that they have. See their open positions. They're looking for a test engineer out of Boulder. They look like they have their location on site in Boulder. Space internet. Space internet. Space internet. I talked about space internet before, right? Internet on the moon. All right. Internet on the moon. Nokia hopes to install the data network on the moon sometime in 2023. I talked about this. Being on the moon. NASA's plan to have internet on the moon. They're going to have internet on the moon. They're going to have stations on the moon, and they're launching from the moon to Mars. This is a thing. This is a lot of money is going into this. Quantum computing, AI, space, security. A lot of money is going into that, right? Deploying these applications. I talked about this before, blockchain, and satellites, right? Onyx by JP Morgan JP Morgan launches blockchain in space. I talked about this. Onyx by JP Morgan, pressing deeper into the Internet of Things, JP Morgan executes blockchain transactions between satellites. I talked about this, right? Your wave right now to make you money right now. I'm gonna give you a blueprint. And don't ever say I ain't never told you nothing. Infrastructure, AI, and security is money for right now. Blockchain and quantum is where you're gonna go. For the earners today, I'm going to talk about this. If you're not part of the 300K, 500K earners, you need to become one. I'm going to be talking about more of this IoT, edge computing, what that looks like for us, right? Where we need to be going. The skills you need right now, the 5 or 6 I mentioned earlier, they get you paid right now. But if you want to be paid in the future and have that longevity, you're going to have to morph those skills, become really good at those, and then add on a skill or two. And you're probably going to need to add blockchain. You're probably going to need to add quantum to that and be in that space. You can stay in the AI infrastructure space forever. You can stay in data center space for the rest of your life. The amount of data centers that get built, you stay in that for the rest of your life. Right? All right. So let's go here. Let me close this ad. If it'll close for me. Eh, Come on, go away. Thank you. And thank you. All right. Now, everybody was talking about security clearances. NGA gives students, high school students, top secret clearances to boost the cyber talent pipeline. NGA. NGA. If you don't know who NGA is, here's who NGA is. National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. I keep talking about space. I keep talking about satellites. I keep talking about security and blockchain. You're going to be competing with high schoolers that are going to be making $100,000. They're going to graduate. They're going to make probably like maybe 80. Mm, and in 2 years, they'll be at 100. Tara, thanks for becoming a new member. 300K earner. We see you. Yes, the babies with clearances. I told you I worked with I worked with the pipeline of high schoolers that had top secret clearances. They were making 90,000 and $100,000 back in 2013, 2014. They were getting paid 90,000 as interns. They were getting their clearance. They were getting their school paid for. We're just late to the game. All right. So NGA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Let's talk about them for a second. What does NGA do? The NGA delivers world-class geospatial intelligence that provides a decisive advantage to policymakers, warfighters, and intelligence professionals and first responders. Right? Know the world, show the way, seabed to space. Products and services. Let's go look at products and services. The National Spatial Geospatial Intelligence Agency, right? Aeronautical charts and publications. CIA maps and publications available for the general public. CIA maps and publications, right? Declassified satellite imagery. You want to go look at that? Falcon View, GeoInt. I'm not going to go into all these things due to privacy, but go look at GeoInt. Go look up waveforms, and I talked about this and how your phone immediately uh, gives off a certain signal and waveform. Your voice gives off a signal and waveform. Your laptop gives off a signal and waveform. Everybody like, I ain't no social media. You breathing though. You breathing though. Here's a GeoInt certification, GeoInt professional certification. Information for GeoInt practitioner interested in the 11 credentials offered by the GPC program. Let's open it up. About the GeoInt professional certification program. Let's blow it up because you've never heard of this before, probably. All right, the GeoInt professional certification program is part of the broader Undersecretary of Defense for Defense for Intelligence and Security initiatives to further professionalize the Department of Defense intelligence enterprise workforce. The program allows all cleared DoD civilian, military, and contractor practitioners in GeoInt related work roles throughout the national system for geospatial intelligence. GPC may also extend to non DoD members of the NSG with geo equities. You're like, what is NSG, Tameika? Okay, what NSG? Y'all getting acronym level here. Not there. National Service Group, right here. NSG, National Service Group. All right. And there goes the NGA technology strategy. I'll click on it. The strategy for 2025. Y'all, you know what? I'll say I'll save this. I'll talk about it more. I'll save this link. I'll save this link. Let me put it on my baby steps document. All right. But let's get back over here. Before registering for one of the 11 credentials offered by the GPC program, unit practitioners need to meet the eligibility requirements. You got to go through that. You got to take the assessment. You get the credentials, renewing the credentials, and what you go towards and so forth. So, if you didn't know, now you know, right? GitHub is over 65 million developer shaped. The view NGA's contribution to open source. You want to work with NGA? Want on the back end? Go review their GitHub repository and pull some stuff and say, hey, you got some mistakes in there. Easy way to get into NGA. Um, GPS and Earth orientation products, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, historical imagery, map of the world, maritime safety products and services, military ordering of NGA products and services, nautical publications. Do you think NGA is important? Muhammad, just because you don't have any tech background doesn't mean you don't have tech background. Customer service and administrator experience, I'm sure you use the computer. I don't know what when y'all hear tech, what do y'all hear? Y'all only hear Linux, right? I don't know. What do you hear when you hear tech, right? But here, go check them out. All right. Blockchain, satellites. But let's get back to our topic at hand. The NGA has created a program to hire high school students as interns and give them top secret clearance to work on mission critical work like cybersecurity to bolster the pipeline talent. Hook them early. This mantra for Gary Buchanan, Chief Information Officer of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, on how to bolster the cybersecurity workforce at his agency. But he's not talking about college interns. NGA has created a program to hire students as interns and give them top secret clearances to work on mission critical work like cybersecurity to bolster the talent pipeline. Right? We're talking about young men and women who are 16 years old, juniors and seniors in high school. We give them top secrets of clearance with SCI. So they don't give them just top secret, they give them top secret with SCI, meaning they can move in and out, right? And he's adding it's the first time in his career he has seen this. I don't know why. We did it down in Florida. Buchanan Cybersecurity Office in particular had 9 summer interns, but the agency had other students spread across functions as well. NGA recently closed the applications for its summer cohort, which was open to 16 students. The entry level was from 21,000 to 69,000. And you want to argue with me why 47,000 people can make it? Get off my line. You 16 years old and you making 69,000? Let's do the math. Let's do the math. I wish somebody would call this a scam. Let's do the math. All right, we're gonna say 69,000 times 0.7, and let's divide that by 12. So you 16 years old, you make 4,000 a month at 16. You 16 years old, you make $4,000 a month. Take home. And you still live at home with your mama and your daddy. You still live at home with your mama and your daddy. You make 69,000. You tell me you can't make no money off your clearance. You tell me you can't make it. Stop. You 16, 17 years old, you making 4,000 a month. Let's be generous, Tameika. Let's go in the mid there, right? Let's be generous and let's be nice. 21,389 plus 69,035 and divide that by 2. 45,000. Let's say you 16 and you making 45,000. That's in the middle. So that's 45,000. You ain't graduated from high school yet. You 16. You pull in 2,600 a month at 16. You making what your daddy make. You making what your daddy make. What your daddy make. Right? 16. You mean you don't want to work harder? You don't want to make no more money? All right. You gonna let 16-year-olds outwork you. That's what's finna happen. I keep trying to tell you, the numbers about to be stupid. Top secret clearances for 16 and 17-year-olds. On average, they can make 45K at 16 or 17. So basically, from 16 to 17, let's go with the let's make it an even 50,000. Let's make it an even 50,000. So let's say for the next 5 years they stay in that position because they 16 years old and they make 50,000 times 5. They would have grossed by the time they're 21 $250,000. They probably spent, if they smart, they stay with their mama till they 21 and bank all of that. Right? But let's just say, you know, they make that five what 250, and let's say they only keep half. That's 125. I mean, do that anyway. It's 125,000. So let's say at 21 they got 125,000 in the bank at 21, and I'm being nice because they could have more. Well, let's say at 21, this this person, female or male, has $120,000 in the bank. They go get a job that put 25% into their 401k. Let's go with that. And let's say they don't max out everything. Let's say they get a job paying them because by this time 69,000. By the time they turn 21, they should be well into 90, 80, 90 to 100, give or take, right. So let's say they get a job mm, after they've been there about 5 years because they 21, and their next job is paying them 148 because they got a clearance. Now here's the trick: they've been in the job for 5 years. They're now senior at 21 because it's 5 years for a senior. So now they senior. So now 148,000. They got 37,000 going to their 401k plus the 23. Right? 401k 37, I said, plus the 23, was at 60. Yep. So now they got 60,000. What's the monthly contribution on 60,000? 5,000? No, no, I mean 500. So 60,000 divided by 12. Yeah, that's five something. 5,000. Yeah, so 5,000. So they got 5,000 going in a month. They say they stay in that job, I don't know, 10 years. Let's go 7 years. They already got 150, 125 in there. We're going to do a 10. Let's do a variance of 2 compounded annually. Let's calculate that. So at 21, at 28, they'll be a millionaire. They could be almost a millionaire at 28. So y'all gonna be walking around with 28-year-old millionaires. That's what's gonna happen. They're starting at 16. And y'all don't think it's worth it to get? Okay. Okay. But that's where they at. I done lost the article. I'm looking for it. I don't know where it's at. That's Skyloom. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So that's where they're at. Student opportunities. Who can apply? NGA student internship program are open to students in various stages of their education. Open to high school, associate, undergrad, graduate, and postgraduate. Open to a large variety of fields. View all applicable fields. Join NGA. Here's their brochure for recruitment, STEM, Wounded Warrior Fellowship Program, financial management careers, research development careers, acquisition careers, inspector general careers, NGA foundations, NGA information technology, NGA data and visualization collection careers, NGA human capital careers, contract specialists, NGA security and facility careers, NGA office of general counsel. You telling me you as a tech and non-tech can't fit into none of them? Okay. Well, I'm gonna drop this in there and y'all go figure it out. and make sure I covered everything. I know I didn't. I got off. I didn't cover all my stuff, but you get it. Make sure. All right. Yep. I covered it. I covered it. I covered my stuff, Dion. I covered what I said I was gonna cover. We keep down and saying it's not possible. That's right. I want to give a shout out there for Orlando Minor. I don't know if you still out there in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. For those that are new, this is what I do every week and been doing it every week for 6 years. Uh, I've been quiet in the background in our meetup sessions. We have our meetups where I teach and train Linux, Terraform, GitLab, GitHub, whatever the case may be, whatever is exciting for me that week, whatever I don't get bored with. Um, Linux is the bread and butter there. That's the start, and then jump your way from there into tech. We also talk about finances because once you make the money, you need to know where to put it at. If you don't know where to put that money at, I don't know what to tell you, but I try to give you options of where to put that money at. Right? Um, you want us to be? We are your mentors. We here every day, mentoring our way out. How do you get access to Slack? I'll post it on if you want to post it on the community wall, that'll probably be easiest or under the description. For the Slack. I think didn't you post it earlier? I'm not sure if you posted earlier or not. I'd scroll up. Nah, I don't see it posted earlier. But this is what we do. I talk about making money. I talk about keeping your money. I talk about how you can become a multimillionaire. Um, I'm always reference the 124 episode of Tech Stocks and Jobs. If you want to get more technical, the show that we have on Saturdays, I was gonna do it today because Monday I'm kind of busy, but I'll probably still slide in and do it on Monday anyway. For how we Linux, just keep it on Monday, it'll be fine. I'll still do that. The other thing too is you all gotta get out of this mindset that $100,000 is making it. And I know people gonna try to eat me up on it. And I'll probably clip this up and say it anyway as a short. But listen, there's so much money to be made out there. All right. The the what makes the most millionaires? We've talked about it before. Accountants, engineers, accountants, and teachers and lawyers make the most millionaires. We're in this space now where and you got to think about it like this. If they are offering high school students to get a clearance and they're paying them from 21 to 69, I don't even know why they got the 21 up there, to 69,000, and want them to focus in on the cyber stuff. You got to think, as a country, we need people to work. We need them to work, right? We need people to work. We don't need nobody uh sitting on the sideline or whatnot. Um that's not what. Hold on. If you go to Slack and just say invite anybody, it'll create a link for you. It'll be a secure link. With all due respect, train me, baby, train me. I'm 55. Tell me you're not too old. You got skills now. I don't know why you're not going for project management or Scrum Master. That's what I would be going for. I'll be talking. I'll be looking at all leadership roles and nothing less than taking leadership classes. Right? That's what I would be doing. I mean, the time is now. The money is out there. What we're doing, on the sidelines, it ain't helping us. It ain't gonna. It's not changing the bottom line. And I'm not talking about stuff that's not achievable. I've given you my story before. I went from being scared of the computer, not even knowing what a screensaver was, to where I'm at now. And if you want to be on the sideline and be talking about that computer scare you or whatnot, you use your phone. That's a computer. You use your phone every day. That's a computer. So don't be on the sidelines. You said you was going to ask if I ever cover a recommended training boot camps. I talked about Linux training because I need an instructor. When you say you need an instructor, you need somebody doing live training with you. You can't do it on your own. You need the interaction. Is that what you're talking about? You can always go sign up for CompTIA Linux Plus class. They have live instructors. You can go sign up for the Red Hat class. They have live instructors. You can sign up for the LPIT class. They have live instructors. There's always a live instructor on those classes. If you need that constant, uh, if you need that daily, you got to remember too. Those people do it from 8 to 5, and so forth, right? So that's just something to be mindful of. I would mention somebody else's name, but I got beef with them, so I won't. Yep. So that's how you do that. So when you're talking about live instruction or whatnot, you gotta remember most of them are running 8 to 5. I would go back and start doing teaching my Linux stuff and training, but y'all, you know what? This is what I'm gonna say here. Y'all don't be consistent enough coming to the classes. Y'all will fall off. I'll start an exam and start the stuff. This is the number one pet peeve of mine with live Linux training. And I'm gonna do like the Ride do. If I start live Linux training and y'all pay for it, if you miss 2 classes, you get kicked out the program. That's how they used to do it, DeVry. You miss 2 days out of a semester, they kick you out. I'm gonna start doing how they do, because what happens is it forces me to try to catch you up. And then people be like, well, record the classes and then I'll go back and watch the recording. Well, that's a problem with that, because you're going to have questions from from the class. And then you want me to spend my time trying to catch you up because you missed it. Well, I got to still get everybody else going. I gotta get everybody else going. I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, it's open to everybody. But when I'm sitting up, when I am teaching the class and you don't come for 2 or 3 weeks, and then you come, and this is my favorite one. This is what y'all do, and it's a pet peeve of mine. I should block y'all from doing it. Y'all send me an instant message while I'm in the class. What did I miss? Do you have notes? Can you send me some notes that you took from your teachings from the class? So you make it, so you want to make it harder on me because you missed 2 or 3 weeks and I gotta catch you up. That don't make sense to me. Don't you think I want to go to sleep? Don't you think I want to go learn something? Just have some common respect. That's all I'm saying. Once you start light work on Python programming, people say it's hard or basic, mean medium mode complaints. Yeah. Need RC training. Yep. Yeah, they did. I stopped. Listen, I taught the RCSA for free for 6 years. I taught it free for 6 years. You all go out and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go pay somebody else $10,000 to go teach me the RHCSA. Taught it free for 6 years. Then IBM came out with the skills bill. They gave it to you for free. Nobody jumped on it. Then they said, "Oh, we shutting that down." Clank clank. Everybody's like, "Well, wait a minute. Hold on, 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 hold on. I need to get in there." Clank clank. Go. I showed you how to make 100K with the RCSA as a baseline. Let's 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 be nice because Tamika is capping. You can only make 80K. Okay, whatever. 80, 90, 100. It depends on what you apply for. I showed you how to do that. Now, let's add into that. I've been telling y'all for 6 years to go get a clearance. I showed you how to go get a clearance. I showed you how to go get a clearance. I wouldn't pay $12,000 for a Linux boot camp. It depends on what that is. I had to look at that. I wouldn't pay $12,000 for it. Shit, hell, you can go buy the Red Hat subscription for 7,500 and get all the training for a whole damn year with live instruction. Shit, and get 5 retakes on all the exams. Why the hell would I do that? Now it's GovTech. Everybody want to be in. I've been talking about it for 6 years on getting your clearance. I've been talking about it. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. Here's who's hiring. Here's what you do. You can go back and look through our Slack of where I posted jobs. You can go back and look at companies that I brought in that talked about, hey, we sponsoring clearances. You could go back and talk about it. Years, years. Now, y'all want to go and pay people 10, 12, $15,000 to help to tell you something I've been telling you for free. Is that my fault? I take the L. I take the L. I take the L on trying to get you ahead. I should have made money off of you. I should have made money off of you. But you know what my thought process was? I'd rather make money off of somebody else than to make money off of y'all. But hey, we spend what 1.6 trillion a year. Somebody making money off of us. That's my thought process. You can call it arrogant if you want to. But my thought process was if I can get out here and I can show people how they can make money, how they can go live, how they can make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. I was like, now let's be strategic about it. Let's only go after the companies that's doing 10, 12, 25% into your 401k. Oh, let's go after the companies that's willing to sponsor your clearance and get your clearance. Let's show you how to use those companies. Let's show you how to utilize your skills and do freelancing and do consulting and do government contracting on the side. Oh, let's show you how to do this. I've shown you multiple buckets. I've shown you $1 million worth of game, millions, and people will still come back and say it's a scam. And I don't even charge you for nothing. All I ask you to do, donate, become a member, so I can bring stuff to you. So I can show you where things are at. So I can go to conferences, bring you to conferences with me, introduce you to people so that's it. That's it. I don't even talk about 100K because I think it's worth more than that. It would be great to build a network to make money. That's what I want, but that's what we do now. My mindset now, you will have to pay me on the game. Next year recession coming. Like, you know, you know what the hardest part about all of this is? You know what the hardest you know what the hardest part about all this is? When I walk in the rooms, I don't never see us. I don't never see not a hint of color. Not even a not the you know what? This is the closest I get. A dark skinned Indian. That's the closest I get. Is a dark skinned Indian. That's about it. So I try to bring to y'all the real stuff. Get ops, observability, open shift, pod man. These books literally sitting on my desk. I got a whole bookshelf with nothing but tech books at my house. I got a few sprinkles of money books, a few sprinkles of tech, but mostly tech. Yep, the Chat AI group photo. Yeah, when you start looking at photos of engineers, even with that was what was that one that the one with the satellites that I just talked about out in Broomfield, you already see what it looked like. We ain't in the room. We ain't in the room. And then you afraid to get the skills, and everything is a scam. What's not a scam? What's not a scam? What's not a scam? I'm just asking. What's not a scam? You know what I wanna do one day? I don't know when. Y'all might find this boring. And I wanna do it before the end of the year. And y'all might find this boring. I just really want one day. I just really wanna go to the CNCF right here. I wanna go to the videos. And all I wanna do is just talk about the videos. I just wanna go through and pull out a video, everybody look at it, and then we discuss it. That's really what I wanna do. That's fun for me. Like literally, I just want to look at a video. Let's go here and let's look at videos and the latest 2 days ago. Navigating strategies for debugging WASM. Okay, what the hell is WASM? Start there. Start informing people on what that is, right? Then say, okay, what do we take out of learning WASM? What kind of jobs are out there and start building it? That's what I want to do. Here's the keynote. Let me blow it up a little bit some there. Right here. Lightning talk, keynote, lightning. Open source cloud native, shifting brighter, journey to etcd, on-demand systems and scaled training using JobSet API. Keynote envision Kubernetes in its second decade. What does that mean? What does that look like? What does that mean? Keynote hot dog, the technical oversight committee. We talked to them, right? I really just want to go through videos, give a summary on the video, what they were saying, what the why is that important to you? Is it something you need to pursue? Then go from there. Because this will prepare you for going to the conference for next year. So you know at least an idea of what people are at, what they're maintaining and stuff. Keynote, architecting your way to the future. Here we go. Let's see. She she is at Shopify. So here he got a heavy accent in my ear. He's got to be African. And they look like they chopped it up to different people around this on this talk, and they wasn't live. All right. Graduated projects, award ceremony, keynote, Windy City, Taylor Dozel. He's cool. Key cloak, challenges. Need to know that. Need to know Open Policy Agent, OPA. Learning for sustainability steering the Kubernetes project. Like this is what the stuff I like to spend my time on. Is sitting out, going through stuff like this, and listening to them and understanding where the future is at and what that looks like. Um, D said, "Don't forget to mention." I know she hated when I do it. I did that on purpose. D, you be okay. 5:30 earners, 300K, 500K. I think the 300K is at 5. But these are the things that I like to sit around and talk about and do. Beating y'all up don't get me nowhere. It may spark you, but hmm, it don't do nothing for me. Because if you don't execute, that means you're not gonna be in the room, and that means I'm gonna be still sitting in the room by myself. That's what that means. And it ain't no fun when you sitting in the room by yourself. I mean, I make it fun, but it ain't no fun. I love being the dumbest in the room. When you're in a room full of smart people. Yeah, I wanna do something like that. Um, don't take the L, don't take the L, Tam. Do it. Just strengthen the pimp hand, and be like, break yourself fool. Yeah, I know, I know. Well, that's it for today. I hope y'all got something good out of it. I mean, I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about, but I think you got the gist of it. I'll be doing more on stuff uh this week. D just do one. Don't worry about it. Just do one. Just make it an hour long though. All right. Well, I hope y'all got a good idea of where we're going for 2024. I'm really looking at 2025. I consider 2024 over with. You should already have things in play. You should have everything lined up and whatnot. And be well on your way. Um, the time is now. The money is out there. Um, and when we start to see trends like this, they don't last for long. So if you can get the 200 to a million now for the next 3 years, that's cool. Because it may not be there in the 3 years after that. These rides don't last like that. Quantum is going to be the next wave, but it ain't there just yet. So you got time to get in. It's and I'm There is an initiative that Biden came out with that passed everybody. There's an initiative that Biden came out with that passed everybody that nobody paid attention to on quantum. Because AI is not the scare. It's the quantum that's the scare. And I know y'all probably have never seen this. I'll go more into this. The National Quantum Initiative, quantum.gov, right? The National Quantum Initiative. No one even knew this existed. You all don't even know that these things are out here. Decisions and stuff be happening and y'all don't even know. And by the time it get to y'all be 5 years too late and people already done made their money on it. Right? President Biden announces two presidential directives advancing quantum technologies. Y'all talking about AI. Exactly. So scared they forced NASA to shut down their quantum computers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you think we in a race with AI? We in a race with space, quantum, AI, and other countries. The supercomputers, the high performance computers. Y'all, did y'all even look at the talk that the CEO from Microsoft gave? Did y'all look at that talk? I know you couldn't have. We gon' You know what? We're gonna do some talk about that. All right. This came out May 4th for 2022. This bypassed everybody. Nobody missed it. Right. Quantum Information Service signaling the Biden Harris administration commitment to critical and emerging technology. Together, the two directors laid the groundwork for continuing American leadership in the enormously promising field of science and technology, while mitigating the risk of that quantum computers pose to America's national and economic security. The United States has long been a global leader in development of new technologies like QIS. QIS is a broad field of science and engineering. Quantum computing is one of the many promising applications of QIS are not a replacement to traditional computers. Rather, they are fundamentally different kind of computer with ability to analyze information in ways that traditional computers cannot. While QIS itself is not new, recent breakthrough in QIS have shown the potential to drive innovations across American economy, from energy to medicine through advancement in computation, networking, and sensing. Breakthroughs in QIS are poised to generate entirely new industries, good paying jobs, and economic opportunities for all Americans. All Americans with skills. All Americans with skills. First, you got to know what it is. Then you got to go get the skills and you got to be in the game, right? I ain't gonna bore y'all. I may be boring y'all. I might be boring y'all. I don't want to bore y'all. IBM, quantum for quantum computing. Why you think IBM is still around? It's the company with the most patents. You don't think they get money from the federal government? You be crazy. IBM quantum computing. There's 161 computers, supercomputers in the United States. They were trying to give supercomputers to HBCUs and they didn't know what to do with them, so nobody got them. So guess who behind the HBCU students, right? Office of Science launching a new class of U.S. supercomputers. This came out in 2022. I spoke on it, right? The Frontier of Oak Ridge Leadership Computing Facility was the first exascale computer in the world. The Department of Energy recently, the Department of Energy Office of Science recently launched the world's first scalable computer, Frontier, a DOE's Oak Ridge Leadership Computer Facility user facility is currently ranked number one on the top 500 list of the world's fastest computers. Petascale to exascale. We're not dealing with petabytes no more, right? So my last but not least. Don't want to talk about this? Nah, I say that for something else. This I'm looking for another thing to bring up. It may be in my. I might have downloaded on my tablet and I don't have it here. But let me scroll up. I'm looking at these boot camps, and I guess they on my tablet. Yeah, and make sure they got synced up. No, it didn't get synced up. So, let me go do this, and then let me put it over here. All right, and let me do the other one because a lot of y'all be like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to school, and I want to do AI, and I want to do all these things," but um, there's a price tag that come with that. All right, so here I went and looked at Wharton. I was like, if you're gonna go for the best, go for the best, right? All right, so here is Wharton Online AI decision making, business strategies and applications. And here's the courses: Foundations of Big Data and AI Machine Learning, AI Marketing World, AI for Finance, AI for Human Resources, and AI for Transformation in Economics and Governance. This is more of a management type of situation. And you get a certificate and you go to Wharton. But if you come over here to Caltech AI Machine Learning Boot Camp, hmm, all right, you got eligibility criteria. And my advice to you is go back to community college and take some calculus classes and a linear algebra class. Freshen up if you don't have that in your mind. But then let's hop down here and then look at what you get out of this. This is through Caltech. 2 years. It said 2 years of formal work experience and experience in programming and mathematics. You submit your application, get reviewed, then you walk through the admission process. You talk to an admission counselor, who's the boot camp ideal for. Transitioning into AI machine learning roles in their organization, seeking to advance their career, giving shape to entrepreneurial aspirations, effectiveness in their current role. You start learning prompt engineering, generative AI, chat GPT, um, understanding meaning, purpose, scope, stages, applications, AI, machine learning, validate machine learning models, master the concepts of supervised, unsupervised, gain knowledge of neural networks, and so forth and so on. Here's the learning path. I'm going to try to blow it up here. Learning path is you start with the basis of mathematics and statistics. Then you go into a programming refresher. Then you start working with Python and data science. Then you start doing machine learning. Then you start working with TensorFlow and Keras. Then you start working with prompt engineering and Chat GPT. And then you got a capstone, right? And here they said you got some electives for reinforcement learning, natural language processing, and speech recognition, and ADL and computer vision. And then you got your they go into the foundation of mathematics, statistics, and essentials. I downloaded because I just wanted to see what it was. What it was. Right. Differentiate between types of statistics, recognize applications and stacks, differentiate structured and unstructured data, define mathematical and positional averages, mean, median, decimals, percentiles, modes, and quartiles. Define measures of dispersion and other statistical indicators. You can go take a statistics, a stats class if you want to be really probably on Udemy to be ahead of the curve. So when you get in here, you're not all over the place. Describe the mean, the absolute deviation, the standard deviation, and the variance. You should be able to get through that. Grasp concepts of probability, independent events, understand the Bayes theorem, acquire knowledge of sampling methods and techniques, analyze the different outcomes of hypothesis testing, and perform one and two tail tests. Go take stacks. So then they get into mathematics, introduction to mathematics, linear algebra, the the iron values and iron vectors and the iron decomposition, introduction to calculus, understanding data, descriptive statistics, data visualization, probability, sampling, inferential statistics, application of inferential statistics, relationship between variables, applications of statistics in business. Here, it doesn't say introduction. It just says introduction to calculus. I'm assuming that's Cal 1. Doing derivatives versus integrals. Integrals would be Cal 2. Have some Python skills. You will acquire essential Python skills. So working with Jupyter notebooks, working with different data types, operators, string functions, loops, explore variable scope with functions and so forth, methods, introduction to programming, introduction to Python, Python data types, operations, conditional, Python functions, object-oriented concepts with Python and threading, data science with Python, working with Z-test, NumPy, linear algebra, stats, um, topics covered, data science essentials of Python programming, probability distribution, advanced stats, pandas, data visualization in the end stats application in Python, machine learning. Learn about supervised learning, understand concepts of overfitting and underfitting, master various types of unsupervised learning methods and use them, uh, examine different ensemble modeling. I think anybody who graduated from college with in an engineering program could take this class and you will be fine. You may have some learning here when it comes down to the Keras and TensorFlow. I think that's a learning curve because I played with TensorFlow. I think that's a learning curve. I think this is where the learning curve starts here. Prompt engineering, Chat GPT, develop comprehensive understanding of Chat GPT, familiarize yourself with fine tuning techniques to personalize and optimize Chat GPT models. Right. So this is with Caltech. Pretty comprehensive, I think. I'm not sure how what the cost is, but you get the idea. Right. So one is hands on. This is more of a management style. I'm laughing because people want to get data science and make 500K. Believe I learned all stats, Python, and AWS SageMaker, machine learning, deep learning, and reinforcement learning. Yep. Yep. Scikit. Right. Tam, do you have a QS kit from Quantum Computing? Oh, you talking about with IBM? I had one. You just signed yourself up for more involved with quantum computing as there's a gap of women in it. Absolutely. I'm not boring you with this tech shit. I agree. But that's where we're at. I am going to take me a break, get me a snack. I need something to eat. Uh, I guess breakfast brunch is calling me. And I'll be ready for our earners. It'll be a 1 hour special. We'll go from there. Those that have not signed up for our meetups are every Wednesday, meetup.com/women in Linux. If you're not a part of our Slack group, you need to sign up and be a part of our Slack group. I do a lot of posting in there. I talk about a lot of jobs in there as well too. Also, if you are not a part of the community and have not hit like or subscribe on this, do this on before you get ready to go. Share this content with people. If you want people to be in your network and build with you, so where y'all all are making millions, or where y'all all are 100 200, 300, why not be there? Why not be there, right? Why not be there? If you're wondering, like, what is my authority on this? What is my authority on these things? Um, you can go look me up. You can just type my name in on Google and go from there. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna do to is Tiana Taylor the one that said Google me? Yeah, just Google me. You'll see. I'm not gonna explain everything. All right. It says 9,099, and it looks like they have a payment plan. Oh, it's 10,000. Oh, go get a scholarship for that. You're welcome. You're welcome for the motivation. Motivation is one thing, execution is another. Go execute. I hope I motivated you to execute. Right? That's where we're at. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe. It's a cool world out here in these tech streets. We can't do it without you. You don't have to do it alone. I've been summoned. The screen is up. I've been summoned to get off. The screen is up, people. D is like, shut it down. Get out of here. It's over for you, Rocky.